little big. And a little high. There we go. That should be good. Volume down on my headphones. Excuse me. And we're good. Alright, hello people of the internet. It is I, Solar Dragon here, back with more Fate Grand Order, where we are going to continue our time at the Enma-Tei. Which sounds very much like Enma-Tei. Enma-Tei. I cannot pronounce it now. I was gonna say something there, but now I can't pronounce what I was gonna say. But regardless, welcome. We are going to continue here. We are at 188,000 satisfaction points, because that's all I can really do right now, since I'm locked behind... Oh, that was a bit too fast with clicking. There are a bunch of extra quests we can do. As far as I can tell, they don't have any... Well, by a bunch, I mean 2, but they don't have any extra components, but we will be unlocking the next bits of the story here shortly. So, the tribute point rewards, we scroll down. 22,000 gets us 5 stingers. 27 is another hellfire. I like that word, hellfire. 32 is a silver. 40 is hell. More stingers. More hell. I'm really not sure what I'm going to use those hellfires on. Maybe Lambda when she comes out. 100 mana presence is nice. Section 9 is unlocked with another Hellfire of Wisdom. We're going to keep going though. 100 and... Oh, or it's going to cut us off. We will keep going though. Golden Fruit 105. 120 gets us 5 Eternal Ice, which is nice. A ticket for 135. 155 is more ice. 175 is another 200 mana presence. Very nice. And that is the extent of how far we can go in this one. Looks like 500,000 is needed for the next one, but that is the last bit of story components here. So, we will continue with the main story here first. Section 9, a Phoenix Gathering is a sign of good luck. A very interesting thing. We are restricted to only Tamamama. Well, this will be fun. I'm sure this will be a fun time being restricted to just Tamamama. I'm guessing we're up against Kant to prove that that Tama is the better Tama. That's my guesstimate since we're up against a Zerker here. There's just something about tea after a hard morning's work that makes it taste especially good. All the more so on a morning like today, when the demonic monkeys have been especially active. Truly, there is no rest for the Enma-Tei security team. Indeed there isn't, but then it is the intensity of such battles lets one savor this tea's flavor. It's natural for one's emotions to run high after battle, but a quiet cup of tea does wonders. You know, I think a nice, calm, relaxing cup of anything would do good after a lot of hard work, you know? That's why a lot of people turn to alcohol and stuff, I think, after a long day's work. Just because it helps calm themselves, you know? Furthermore, those who live by the sword are also often expected to be cultured. My own education in the ways of tea was painful, but worthwhile. Are they? I mean... You know, I suppose technically that is kind of traditional. Samurai, knights... Yeah, they are technically supposed to be more high-class, cultured individuals. I never really drew that correlation before. Mama, wait! We can't bother anyone else about this. We need to resolve it ourselves. We don't have time to wait, damn it. This is an emergency. I can't remember my voice for Benny. Morning, everyone. Yes, I know I'm as cute as ever. Moving on. We're in big trouble here, Master. We need to come up with a plan as soon as possible. So you need more help in the kitchen? That's right. We don't have enough people to cook all for all the guests anymore. And if that wasn't enough... Hey, Wobbuffet, welcome. All too easy and impenetrable realm of mystery this may be, but of simplicity itself to enter. Things be alright for me. Things be alright. Also, just as a note for the future, well, actually, are you watching me on a mobile device or on your computer? That is kind of an important distinction here. The Hassans are here. We are here, everyone. This is the Enma-Tei, the very place that has become the talk of the throne. Shall we go in and see what this supposed Japanese hell is like for ourselves? Okay, if you scroll down, you should see my streaming schedule for the week. Nope, this is more of a thing, just so you're not always curious, since I can't always answer. But if you scroll down on my streams page, you should see the time until streams and until, you know, that kind of stuff. Just so you don't have to ask all the time. This way, this is why I kind of did that, so that people don't always question. That too. That works too.
Never seen such a gorgeous building before. I hope this body doesn't cause trouble for everyone. I'm sure this is all just giant papier-mâché font. There's no way a building could have so many rooms bolted on like this. Besides, this is supposed to be a place of rest and healing, right? I don't see any need to be so glitzy. The simpler the better when it comes to lodgings. Hell, I used to make do with nothing but a cave.
Oh, nice. Oh God. Oh, King-san, I wasn't expecting him. Okay. I have to think. Last time I did his voice was Babylonia. I don't remember what his voice was for Babylonia, damn it. Oh, God. In the interview video, I used voice alteration software. Oh, how thy Spartan taste led thee to shun the hospitality of my museum for so long as well, 100 personas. Mayhaps thou believes the shrine of Azrael overburdened with the trappings of luxury. Dost thou prefer a more austere aesthetic?
Oh, why'd you have to go there, 100 personas? No, of course not, Founder. The design of your shrine is symbolic for your followers' prayers.
Oh, I know that, but it's like trying to imitate the voice, especially for those that actually have voices. Especially with King-san, which is one of my more favorite characters, you know? Also, I like how, I like that a little bit. King-san is making fun of her. That is nice. See more of the Gramps side of him.
Besides, it just feels better to hold celebrations in ostentatious places.
Thou speakest truth. Though our celebration of the New Year's arrival concedes not with these others, we need not disturb or dampen their festivities. However, there is one among our number who would spend this celebration in naught but idle repose. Such sloth his ire invites. Dost thou know who may be so inclined, cursed on?
No, not at all. I'm shocked to hear there's a Hassan who would want to do such a thing.
Oh, King-san being Gramps is nice.
We made it. Take a look, Your Majesty, so we finally have done our destination. Man, pirates really aren't cut out for navigating solid ground. It took way longer to get here.
This is no laughing matter, Captain. We trusted you to lead the way here because you said you're an expert mech breeder. We never expected you to take us all the way to the ocean. Oh well, at least I got a chance to see the seas of Japan for myself. Those distant seas with great waves where otherworldly octopuses live, no?
Ripping apart lancers. As she would be expected to. As she would be expected to.
I almost feared for my life back there. Even my navy could never hope to navigate those rough waters.
This was just as much your fault as well, King of Conquerors. If not for your suggestion to make a quick stop to check out those waves I hear, we would have left long ago. I've been wandering these woods for what feels like ages, delirious from hunger. Do you have any idea how humiliating that is for one who conquered the entire continent? Could you ever face your adversaries again if your legacy became the little lost King of Conquerors?
What's the problem? Knowing my advisors, they would just laugh it off and remind me that I'm the king of conquerors, not navigators.
That sounds nice. There's nothing better than a rowdy bunch of idiots in your crew with you out risking your neck. If I were there, I'd be the first to tease you about getting lost on your way to your own dresser. In fact, mind if I call you a gorilla? No, too?
Why mind me? Girls are the kings of the jungle, right?
With their MP does, and after the god, give me phoenix feathers. Yes. Oh, Wobble Fett, it was so nice when it was endless farming of them. Well, not truly endless, but you saw how good their drops was. Imagine doing that same fight 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 times in a row All those materials raining upon you endlessly. It was so nice.
What man wouldn't be thrilled about being compared to something so powerful? Ha 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 ha!
So the strong one is the more likely one to be compared to an animal. Interesting.
Well, it ended just fine, Maltera. Besides, we're no longer fighting a war, no need to overthink it. Besides, I knew things would work out as long as Captain Drake was there. She never stopped whilst trying to move forward after all, so I had every faith we'd get here eventually.
You're right about that.
And besides, you great kings have some really useful noble phantasms.
Yours is a flying chariot, right? Yeah, things had gotten so bad we could have just used that to find our way here. And that's what I was gonna do if it looked like your magical energy would run dry. I'd just kick in the ass, get you going again, of course. I always had a firm grasp on the general directions, so I knew that flying would get us here in no time. Of course, that wouldn't have been any fun, so I didn't want to do that unless we found ourselves at the end of our rope.
You're gonna be off for Christmas, which starts in an hour. Nice! I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Wobbuffet.
See, I knew I had nothing to worry about. The captain here knows exactly what makes for a good adventure. I can't wait for the banquet tonight. Nothing beats a good drink and good company.
Oh yeah, if you're up for a little drink contest, I'll drink you under the table anytime. Want to join us, or other your majesty? I bet you can hold your liquor too. Anyway, let's go ahead and check it already. So the King and Conqueror's chariot can fly. I wish my noble phantasm could do that.
Aw, poor Altera. Don't worry, you can fly yourself in your Rio form. And,
ho ho ho, I am Santa.
Ah, Santa Island Mask is here! Here we are, everyone, our outdoor school's newest destination. This is where we'll be celebrating the birth of nature and studying the value of life and learning that it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Hey, look at that. Amakusa is a teacher. That's good. Look at that. Amakusa being a good guy and teaching the kiddos. How nice. He even has his protege there.
Okay, we promise to do our best. Hey, sleepover, Mr. Missionary's paying for everything. But look at that, Wobbuffet. Don't sick Benny on Amakusa. Look, he's being a nice guy. He's teaching some kids. He's paying for them to stay in a luxury inn. See, Amakusa is a good guy. Totally. It's amazing, he must be rich.
I try to live modestly, but I do have some savings tucked away for special occasions. Besides, it doesn't cost too much to put children up at an inn.
I see, that's a relief. Although I can't help but be a little concerned. Are you sure there isn't somebody else you'd rather entertain much more than us?
Sadly, in her case, openly showing affection is rather poisonous to a productive situation. Aww. And look at that! That even confirms everybody's hopes. Amakusa Semirami's OTP. Yep. And she's a soon about it, too. So if I want to invite her on a field trip, I'm afraid I need to be far more discreet.
How silly is Syrupy seductive poisonous princess who can't handle a little sweetness?
Aw, that's actually kind of adorable, too. Oh. Oh no, Arjuna is here. If hell's involved, we can't sit idly by, especially not when Japan's concept of it is derived from ancient India. As Indians ourselves, it falls on for us to see just how much of it has been properly carried over. Yes, this is nothing less than a mission to preserve our traditions. As a man of culture, it is within my own personal feelings tucked away that I... So this is the Enma-Tei, beautiful. Something in its scent reminds me of our homeland. I see there are many monkeys around, but no bananas. Perhaps that is why I don't see Rama here. Look at that. Arjuna's all serious about it, and Karna's just here and enjoying himself. Man, that defines the two of them. I wonder if they have sweet banana manu in the souvenir shop. I can't stop thinking about them. We're not here for a picnic, Karna. Can't you focus on what matters? Arjuna, look at that. The inn doesn't have a single chimney. Oh god, that's glorious. Oh gosh. Okay, so either the NA translation team did that now with what happened, or Santa Karna has been a long con in Japan. Good lord. have they been planning Santa Karna for 2 years before they actually released him? Oh, I need to somehow see what the original Japanese translation for this event shows that line as. Because if they've been planning it for 2 years, then we need to be eagle-eyed for anything that could be a Santa reference for any other servants. And Zhanki, I can definitely see Zhanki as eventually being a swimsuit servant, a summer servant. Just because, you know, I'm pretty sure a 3-star tends to become a swimsuit servant every year, so, you know. It means these hot springs come straight from the source. Given that Japan is a volcanic land, that must mean these baths are blazing hot from the fires of hell. I see, so you're proposing a contest of endurance. Then it would seem now is the time to show you that I can take it as well as I can dish it. My personal record is 12 straight hours in a 120 degrees Celsius steam bath. I even have enough energy left over to enjoy a bowl of curry. Oh man, these manly men are going to do a test of endurance in a hot spring. Man, if one of them does it in their... Wait. Arjuna's got the white outfit. If Arjuna and Karna go in, then that means that one of them is going to inevitably accidentally kill a trap and then be executed by getting turned into butter. If you think you'll win a match easily, Karna, you're sorely mistaken. Nope. You are forgetting about Kyo. Wobbuffet. Kyuhime is another 3-star servant that has a swimsuit version. And then the second summer event... Gosh, I gotta get up all the summer servants. Fate. Grand Order Fandom. So, I know that there is a trait for summer servants. Summer. Trait. So, trait. So, traits. I think it's traits at least. L to W. Nope, I guess there isn't a summer trait. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's another one, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Hell. This is hell. My head, it hurts.
And look at this. Eric Bloodaxe is getting more lines. He's finally being recognized for his greatness.
I feel as though I've been pummeled with the noble phantasms all over again.
Keep it together, man. It's all in your head. You're not a hell robot any longer. Well, I guess you might still occasionally become a remote-controlled servant thanks to the occasional hell call from the terrifying lady of the house, but that just goes to show how much she loves you. So enjoy that love for as long as it transcends time and space. Life's true terror is essentially free after all.
Really, it transcends time and space. That's a little embarrassing to hear. But I'm grateful for you, too, for translating my words for me, feline heroic spirit. As a fellow berserker, I couldn't be more reassured. Truly, there are none kinder nor wiser than a woman who knows how to use curses.
Just leave it to me. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying half the time, any wolf.
We only have the two? Very possible. It's probably a pattern, you know? Like, year 1 there was a swimsuit, year 2 there wasn't, but year 3 there was a swimsuit, year 4 there wasn't, so maybe year 5 there was a swimsuit. I'm trying to remember, what was year 5's? Arash! Oh, I love these kinds of events where there's so many servants, but I hate them for trying to come up with so many voices. And I can only do so many voices.
So this is her hotel. I don't know who this Emma lady thinks she is, but the land of the dead is my domain. If she thinks she can start drumming up business without permission from Kerr, she's in for a rude awakening. Besides, what kind of sense does it make for a land that torments the dead to also have a hotel where anyone can come and relax? Does it mean the Needle Hell is actually an acupuncture clinic? The rivers of blood are just hot springs with red dye in them? There's no way I could compete with that. Alright, since I rule over another land of the dead, I'd better do my homework and make sure he isn't let down. If he ever comes to visit Kerr again.
Aw, look at that. Arash is going to try and spruce Kerr up for us by taking inspiration from Benny.
I see what you mean. I can tell how crowded the bridge to the Enma-Tei is all the way from here. There must be at least 50 servants altogether, Senpai. Exactly. There's no possible way Madam Benny and I could feed all those guests on our own. So I rushed here as quick as I could to ask all of you. Tomoe, Kiyohime, Mash, Sol, come help us in the kitchen. I'm so sorry for this, Chirp. I know you were all working hard to repair the Enma-Tei, but I never stopped to think about what would happen when you were done. Of course, we need more than hands in the kitchen to cook for more guests. I can't believe I failed to realize something so obvious.
I can at least peel veggies, though I am decent at baking, I think. Hey, J6, welcome, welcome.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I have to be honest. Kiyomi and Tomoe won't be any help. For every dish they complete, chirp, they'll end up brewing another 2 more.
I hate to admit it, but she's right.
We could still use our help waiting tables, but I can't let them work in this kitchen. It's too dangerous.
Yeah, you've got a point. If you're not careful in the Enma-Tei's kitchen, the ingredients can end up cooking you.
Right, chip chip. I'll have to admit defeat. If we can't show these new guests proper hospitality, I'll have to ask them all to leave. It wouldn't be fair to only let 1 or 2 in. So as much as it pains me to say this, I'll have to turn them all away. Chirp!
Fo! 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 Fo!
But how do you do, J6? How do you do? Poor Madam Benny. She's so distraught.
Come now, let's not be hasty. All we need is another servant who can cook, right? In that case, why don't we just recruit one from among the new guests? Why not explain the situation to them and ask to hire them temporarily until the situation is in hand? And if that doesn't work out, I know of at least one other servant I can ask for help.
You want to recruit a new chef from among the guests? Well, if the only alternative is to turn them all away, I'd be happy to beg for help. Chirp! Is there anyone amongst them who really knows how to cook?
Yes, 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 he knows. I'm sure he knows. King Hassan, Gramps is probably the secret best chef of all.
Don't we still, Master? Didn't you see Cat out there? She's very hard to miss.
No, King Hassan! We need him in the kitchen. He has the flames of the abyss to cook his food.
So you want to bring in that oddball servant to help, huh? I mean, that's fine with me. I don't have a problem with it. We might happen to share the same hair and aesthetic, but we have absolutely nothing to do with one another. Whatever that scrap of tail fluff wants to whine about is no problem of mine. I'll even admit she seems to be better at cooking than me, so she'll at least be a little useful. That's great. Talma was on board with the plan too. Come on, let's go talk to Cat.
The flames of the abyss. Flames of delicacy. Yes, actually, I can see it now. My vision is clearing. People always posted Summer Gramps as a lifeguard with a surfboard as a rider class servant, but no, I can see the truth now. He's not a lifeguard. He is the beach cook, grilling on the flames of the abyss. Yes, I can see it now. He would still have board shorts for sure. Still board shorts over the armor. But he would have a spatula and a grill as part of his NP as he cooks. He could sell ice cream too, that could be one of his skills, but he would cook. He would be the grill chef of the summertime. I can see it now.
Forget it. Well, my pride as a cat, I refuse to work in the same kitchen as the original wolf. I get that it's all paws on deck for you guys right now, but this ain't my boat, and it ain't my storm to weather. As part of the Tomomo 9, anything that might help the original is something I can never do. Chirp, is that Tomomo? Now I see. You're cut off parts of yourself that you don't like, so you won't have to deal with them.
Hey, don't go painting me in the worst possible light. It was, heart-wrenching, cut away the more troublesome bits of my spirit origin, but I did it for, world peace.
No, Tamamamamamo. Tamamamamamo, you just need to be honest. Tamamamamamo, you cut off the offending pieces of yourself so that you wouldn't ascend to become Amaterasu. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by briefly. It was nice chit-chatting.
That's right. I basically had to part ways with my dark side in order to protect the world.
Probably technically not wrong. Because either Tamamo becomes an avatar of Amaterasu, which probably would not have boded well for the Moon Cell, or she would have become in existence on par with Amaterasu, which probably still would not have boded well for the Moon Cell.
Don't stir. And I knows like the nose knows. It all started when she began thinking, I think I might have gained a teensy bit of weight. But of course, she didn't have the guts to actually try to go on a diet, so she just cut off her tails as the quickest possible shortcut.
How'd you know about that? I never told a single other soul.
How do you think? Because I am, you fool. You couldn't even bother to brush us properly, Wolf. This ain't going anywhere. At this point, my only choice is to take you down right here and now. Let's go, Original. You don't have the right to call yourself Miss Benny. I'm a student.
Don't you lecture me. You're not the one who just escaped Jing Oku with her life. Hate me all you want, but Miss Benny isn't yours to claim. Let's settle this once and for all.
You'll defeat me? How silly of you to think you can overpower me when you still don't even know my true class. After all, you can't beat what you don't know. Hey! Random pop-ups! Okay. It's not like I did all these at the very beginning of stream or anything. So that happened. That was a little weird. That's only a single turn max HP increase? Ugh. That's worse than I thought. I don't have basic Tama, so I don't really know how she operates. So we'll just go with the tried, true, and classic BAQ. It's a J. BAQ. The Aristotle's before. Aristotle is nothing, though. It's the true. Jeez, Cat is throwing some pans here. Not that that really mattered to do that, but it's still fun to do. You mean Aristotle, the Greek philosopher? Is that what you mean? Okay, then I don't know if you maybe misspelt it. Hang on. Aristo. Oh, the type. Sorry, I'm not that familiar with notes. I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar with the notes part of the Type Moon franchise. Let me check here, so I can familiarize myself with them. Jeez, let's break up this fox fight. Why are you stopping us, Master?
Please stay out of this.
I don't know what sort of history you two have, but I do know what your skills are like now. You both pass. If you wish to study under me with that badly, go ahead. I'll have you in fighting shape in no time. Now hurry up and put on an apron. Then come with me. Chirp, chirp. Huh? What's going on here, Wolf?
Oh no, Benny, you might not want to tell Cat to put on an apron, because that's all Tama Cat will wear. You know?
I was hoping you'd keep your purely assistant role, but I guess that ship has sailed. Go ahead and get that apron on. It looks like you and I will both be getting some supplementary lessons.
Really? I need that personal instruction from Madam Benny herself? Okay, I'm willing to split this carrot.
Alright, see you when you get back, and I will read about the ultimate ones.
But don't misunderstand me. I'm only doing this to help her. You're just kinda here too. And don't be surprised if you lose your shrine mating gig to me after I up my game.
Yes, I know. We already told you that you would only be doing this up Enma-Tei, but whatever. But never mind that now. It would seem we now have the kitchen situation under control. In that case, I believe our time would be spent elsewhere. We'll need to gather at least 3 times the usual ingredients in order to feed all these new guests. Yes, that's exactly right. Come on, Senpai. The kitchen will be in good hands with the Madame Benny and the Tamamos, so let's go make sure they have enough food to cook.
Yeah, who was the other servant you had in mind, Fion?
Yes, I did say that, didn't I? Well, that would be me, as a matter of fact.
Really? You mean you can cook on top of being the captain of the Knights of Fianna?
The Yarmouth said it too, did he not? The waves of tea, I think he called it. Our countries may differ, but the principles are the same. Warriors need culture just as much as anyone. And by nature, I am rather good at most things. I was also good at dressing fish and filleting meat. If I wasn't, then I would not be able to tie to feats of wisdom. Still, I didn't exactly want to go around boasting about my cooking skills. My teacher was originally supposed to acquire them, but I ended up taking them for myself.
How?
I was told not to worry about it, but it's still one of my regrets. Which is why I've been trying not to cook around others as much as possible. That said, if the madam had still needed our help, I would have been happy to don my old chef's hat once again.
Okay, that's a kind. I like when we get little bits of lore for the servants that you don't really see a lot. Like that little bit for Fion. I did not know that about Fion. That is, honest to goodness, kind of cool to know. Alright, so next is another no battle node. So let's get to it. Aw, man, Wobble Fett missed Cha-Cha appearing. I'm sure Wobble Fett will be sad about that. Tomoe being a waitress.
We did it, everyone. The Phoenix Hall's never been so lively. I know it's certainly a lot of work, running back and forth to the kitchen like this. Yes, you want me to put on a little show? Well, I'm no Kyoto geisha. But if you insist, I suppose it would be rude to rain on the festivities. Very well, then.
Oh no, Madam Benny.
And thank you, so allow me to demonstrate a little water trick. Only instead of water, I'll be using fire. You see this ball and fan? Just what do you think? I'm only spinning on the form on the top of the ladder.
Oh no, Kyo burned herself.
Well, it's actually an adorable tiny little tame dragon all along.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool. She's capable of magic tricks. That's a nice little tidbit as well.
Oh, so that sort of thing is accepted as a performance, is it? Allow me to entertain the crowd as well. I have with me my trusty blades, Moraloch and Gatach. At my feet I have 5 Daikon Rajashis. I will now toss them all into the air one after another and perform a dance without a single one touching the ground. Behold my 7-sword style.
Why, we're not doing tricks with swords. In that case, I cannot be left out. Cursed Musashibo? Are there any Musashibo here? You cannot hide from me. I know you're out there. Lend me your annoying swords and spears, and I'll shatter them all at once like so many tiles. I think it'll be quite entertaining to see how many I can break in a single strike.
No, Lady Tomoe, you must have confused an artful performance with a demonstration of brute strength. It may indeed be entertaining to see, but it's an entirely wrong choice for the joyous occasion. It is fortunate that Lord Benkei is not here, though. Perhaps there are others from the Genji present, in which case I suppose I shall have to make amends for stopping you with a little performance of my own. Allow me to demonstrate my skill with a spear, sharp enough to snap anyone out of their stupor no matter how much they may have imbibed. Now, Lady Tomoe, please place the tangerine on your head.
Oh gosh, one of those tricks!
Things do seem to be rather lively over there, don't they? I suppose I understand. Being in a happy room, enjoying a meal with friends who may end up as tomorrow's enemies. And although I cannot eat leftovers, I must say that these pickled mountain greens are most delicious. Huh, is that a hit of fighting spirit I sense from the founder's back?
Oh god! What kind of... Oh gosh. King-san is going to entertain us, everybody!
Oh no, don't tell me. Report, my act is concluded. I now command the hearts of 90% of the audience. I am satisfied. Much as I would like to continue, I understand that it is impolite to hog the spotlight. Would none of you assassins like to go next?
First you freed the crowd out like a Scandinavian snowfield, and now you want us to go? What are you, an idiot? Now we have to take... Now we have to... We have to take this now.
Yes! Yes! While this event does not have hilarity, this event, sorry for that, is already jumping high up on my list of favorite events, just because we get so much good characters, especially King-san, having lines.
Very well. From the mountain abyss I come, and greetings do I bring. I am the old man of the mountain, the first Hassan-e-Sabah.
Huh? When did the founder get on stage? Oh no, this can only mean one thing.
Thank you, questionable person, for the follow. It is appreciated.
Many and varied are the world's customs and celebrations, but the new beginning is held sacred in the world over. In the name of the old man of the mountain, I therefore present a party trick for the edification and entertainment of all present.
Thank you very much for the follow, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. Yes, death! King Assad, the bringer of death. The angel of death. Yes, I need to know, what is your party trick, King Hassan?
Cursed arm, bare thy neck.
Yes! Yes! Decapitation! I don't really see how I could pull that off on parties, but I'm sure I can try.
I do. Please, founder. I beg you reconsider. It's not as funny as you think.
I think that's pretty fun. I think decapitation can be pretty fun. I mean, you know, the French liked decapitation so much that it was the main staple of their revolution. You know? Plus, Until Dawn, which is a really great survival horror game, has plenty of decapitation in it as well that entertains people. So I'm saying here, King Hassan knows his way around party tricks. Decapitation is the way to go.
This has turned out to be quite the party. I'm glad to see all the servants enjoying themselves. I'll admit I was on the edge of my seat for a bit, but it looks like there's nothing to worry about. Would you care for a drink of your own, master? Non-alcoholic, of course.
Okay, see, I don't trust that, Tama, because your summer version drugged me, which I wouldn't mind that kind of interaction with your summer version. Oh, no, not poison. No. The Valentine scene for Summer Tamamo implies that she put, implies she put something in it that would, make some things happen. You know, one of the most suggestive of the Valentine scenes, by the way, which was interesting, especially since it was Tamamamo. Indeed. Are you going to have anything?
No, I'm just taking a quick breath to decompress. Once I'm done, I'll be heading right back.
Because, I mean, I personally ship Tama with the Hakunos, you know? And I know people are saying that Summer Tamamo is a different aspect of the tales, but I don't believe it. Nope, that was Summer Tama. If I can, I will get that up here. No, because Summer Kyo, I think her Valentine's was just her burning a message into the sand that was kind of very yandere-ish. So, Tamamamo no Mai Lancer. Let me see. Go down to her Valentine's craft essence. Yes, the chocolate driver. Crafted by the absolutely beautiful Summer Tamamo, summer cocktail of melted chocolate to enjoy at the beach. It said it has 10 times the sugar and elasticity of normal coffee milk. It's delicious, but it's dangerous. You only fate because it's delicious. It's not because it has alcohol. Not one bit. At least that's what the splendid, white-hatted beauty tries to tell you. Yeah. She pretty much spikes it. As for Summer Kyo, yeah, I'm pretty sure her base Kyo's chocolate is pretty much herself, I want to say. Well, I think Summer Kyo's chocolate is... let's see here. So, Kiyohime Lancer. And go to CEs. Oh, I guess it is. Oh, no, wait. The beach level letter is her Max Bond CE. Her Summer CE... Okay, you are right. Her Valentine CE is chocolate spiked with Love Potion. Got it. You were right, questionable. You are indeed right. I cannot believe I had forgotten such a thing. How foolish of me. How utterly foolish. Thank you for reminding me of that. Both Summer Kyo and Summer Tama are dangerous. That supplicant bruiser doesn't know what it's like to need time off. I have to keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't get carried away and dip into tomorrow's supply.
Chirp, you're here, Soul. Great job putting all this together. The other spares and I will take it from here. You and Mash can join the other guests now if you like. This is the greatest meal that's ever been made at the Enma-Tei. You will deserve to enjoy it.
Yeah, Miss Benny, you should take a break too.
Don't worry, I'll get plenty of rest after everyone else is retired for the night. Cheap!
Alright, back to the kitchen for me. Enjoy your evening, Master.
It was quite a shock to see our guest log fill up so quickly. I can't remember the last time the Enma-Tei was this busy. Chirp chirp! Thank you, Soul. I never dreamed I would ever get to open the Phoenix Hall again. Seeing it so lively again, it feels just like old times. I wish I could stay a little longer, but duty calls.
I do very much like Benny. I kind of wish she came home, but I need to bank my quartz for Miyu, and King Protea, and Melt, and Kama, and then I have some break, it seems. But yeah, those 3 banners, technically 4, I guess, since Protea and Melt are on different banners, those are the upcoming banners that I need to be wary of. I'm probably not going to be able to go as hard on Miyu's banner as I would like, unfortunately, but it is, excuse me, what it is.
Oh, don't yell at me like that, little furball. I haven't done anything to feel guilty about. It just seemed like such an awkward time to talk to her that I was holding my breath so she wouldn't notice me. All it felt like I was watching a climactic episode of a TV series or something.
Yeah, I mean, so I think I went like 5-10 spins on Benny Enma and like 15 tickets. I didn't get her originally, but then on Monday it was Sigurd's banner, and I originally had planned when Sigurd was first released to go on to his banner, but there were other banners at the time that I sort of decided, you know, I'm gonna drop Sigurd's banner. So I decided, you know what, Sigurd's banner is here. If I did the math, I should have enough quartz as long as I don't go too hard. And I rolled. By the time I was done rolling, I still didn't have Sigurd. So I did some mental math, because I had 600 quartz left by the time I was done with I hit my limit. So I was figuring, you know, 300 for Melt, 300 for Protea, 300 for Miyu, 300 for Kama. So 1,200. Because I buy the biggest sync quartz package at the end of every month. However, I decided to go further in, and now I'm at like 360 quartz. So I went like a good 200 quartz over my intended spend, so Miyu is probably only gonna get like a couple of 10 spins spent on her. But I did it! In a single 10 roll, I not only got Sigurd, but I got the main thing I was after, the Mark on the Smiling Face CE. Because Mashu is the #1 waifu in my Chaldea. Yes, Mashu is tier 1 waifu, the tier 2 waifus are Melt, Aresh, and Jolter. I have a little harem going on, you know, as most FGO Pro tags likely do.
I was doing the same thing, using Dr. Gordoff as a shield.
Well, no matter. It seems all's well that ends well. Madam Benny is all smiles, the guests are happy, and we even get to enjoy a delicious feast for ourselves.
Well, thank you for stopping by, Questionable. Thank you very much. That is just fine and alrighty. Thank you for stopping by, and once again, thank you for the follow. I hope to see you in future streams.
I dare say this curse is as good as lifted now, no? Surely this will be more than enough to fill the offering box.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. If you're not too careful, you might have to start all over again.
Chief Snake, are you here to mooch more wine off me? And what do you mean by that last quick statement?
You won't eat my crayons? How did you see my crayons? You shouldn't be able to see my crayons in the background. No. No, don't go for my crayons. They're precious. I've had them since I was in, like, 1st grade, I think. They haven't been used.
I mean, you can never fill a box that's had the bottom fall out of it. You know, he should be showing up any time now, so this should be a perfect time. In fact, he might already be here as we speak. You should head to the lobby if you want to know more. There you will witness a tragedy that will surely pique your curiosity.
What is my favorite flavor? I'm gonna say the brown because it tastes like chocolate, and I really like chocolate. You know? And totally not because I might have at one point made a crayon out of chocolate and then associated brown colored crayons with that flavor of crayon. The crayon made of chocolate didn't really work, though. Sadly. Tragedy. What are you even doing there, Snake? Stop bothering the guests before the madam gives you an earful. Remember, unlike me, you haven't earned your freeloader status here. If you get on the madam's bad side, she'll kick you out for the real this time.
Yes, I know already. You don't have to tell me all the time, you big ape. Okay, guess I'll be taking my leave then. See you around, Gordy Poo.
Gordolph, I think Chief Snake has the hot for you.
I wonder what Chief Snake was talking about. What would you like to do, Senpai?
Yeah, let's go to the lobby.
Okay, I hate to pass up a banquet, but we can always enjoy Madame Benny Enma's cooking another time.
And I really do like this Yukata Mashu. She looks adorable. And I wish this was a costume we could unlock. I really do. Welcome back, Wobble Fett. That was a quick little Christmas celebration. Uh-oh.
I see Madame Benny, but I don't recognize that other guest she's with. I wonder who that heroic spirit could be. Let's go see what's up. Excuse. Huh?
Oh, it starts in 15 minutes, is it?
Don't interrupt. You'll make things worse.
It starts in 15 minutes. Well, you very briefly missed the appearance of Cha-Cha. She was just in the background, but it showed her going from angry face to a happy face at being fed. She didn't have any lines, but you also missed the greatest party trick of them all. There was a contest between Party Tricks, and King Hassan's closed the show out with decapitating Cursed Arm.
Stay out of sight. Otherwise, I'll kill you. Should be okay to eavesdrop. Stay put and watch closely.
Hello there. It's hard to believe it's that time of year again, isn't it? Things do seem a bit different around here this year. Is there a payment all ready to go?
Well, not just yet. I was hoping you could wait a few more days before opening the offering box.
I see. Does that mean you can't even pay the interest this year? If that's the case, then as much as it pains me, I'm afraid I have no choice but to sell off the Enma-Tei.
Chirp, chirp. Wait, Mr. Bamboo Cutter, please. I promise I can still pay you back. Just give me a few more days.
Alright, I'll give you a 1-week extension. In the end, I too would hate to see the Enma-Tei closing up. Very well then, I'll be back in 7 days' time. When I return, I hope your repayment will be ready to go.
Oh god. Benny Enma's got loan sharks on her ass. That's not good. Loan sharks, if I know anything, it's that they are dangerous. If Pikmin 2 has ever taught me anything, it's you do not take out loans from loan sharks. Or if your president does, you make sure you're on an entirely different planet. Because otherwise, loan sharks will chase your company's president down, force him to live in a hole and that kind of stuff.
That's impossible. I can't even pay back the interest this year.
It's not necessarily him. The woman that took Benny Enma in is her stepmother, technically. Hang on, I'm gonna look up Bamboo Cutter here real quick. Bamboo Cutter, Japan. No. The old man who saved her... Okay, so... She died in an abandoned house and was... Yeah, the story is called The Tongue-Cut Sparrow. It's different. I guess it is the different from our version in this version or something like that. She's found by the woman, the female spirit that owns the house, let to run it and everything as the Sparrow's Inn, essentially. And then King Enma adopts her formally into the family, even though she technically was already employed by his wife.
Maybe if I pawn the cloak I got from Lord Enma and sell myself into bondage.
Whoa! Okay, so that proves it. That is not her father. Yeah, that's...
No, that won't work. There's no way I could fetch high enough price to pay it all back.
Wait, there's no way I would fetch. Aw. Poor Benny. She doesn't think too highly of herself.
I should just focus on saving up gratitude for all the Chaldeans. If there's anything left over, I'll use that to pay back Mr. Bamboo Cutter. If it's not enough, then... Chirp, what am I going to do, old man?
Hey, I didn't say I would try to buy your sparrow. I'm saying that she is feeling very... She's underestimating her own worth, you know? Like, I mean, I do not condone slavery, though. So what I would do is I would employ her and give her a wage, you know? She has a house, you know? She has a house, so I would not accept her offer to be sold into bondage. I mean, unless she needs a great lump sum, in which case, I guess, technically, I would lend her the money, technically. Because, I mean, that's... I mean, isn't that technically what selling yourself into bondage is? Is you're taking out a massive loan, but you have to work off the loan for the person you took the loan out from? Technically? In which case, I would forgive the loan probably. Yeah. The Enma-Tei is a cool place, and I wouldn't want it to go under. So you know what? I would deny the offer, and then just in the middle of the night, I would slip the money under the door frame. Yep, because that is what you always do when you're trying to donate large amounts of money. You slip it underneath the door frame.
Senpai, is it just me, or did that sound like...
Lender and a borrower.
What's going on, Magistrate Tiger? Does this mean the Enma-Tei is in debt to that man?
Oh, what happened 500 years ago? Oh no.
So, you know about that. Those sparrows don't know when to keep their beaks shut. Yes, it does. This is what happened 500 years ago.
Help, somebody come quick. I've been robbed.
Chirp, emergency, chirp. Everyone come quick. Everyone calm down. I've sealed off the entire Enma-Tei. What happened, Mr. Bamboo Cutter?
That's what I would like to know. I like my it's my 5 precious family heirlooms. The Buddhist stone begging bowl, a tree bench with a jeweled fruit from Mount Hori, a robe made from fire rat fur, gems from a dragon's head, and a swallow's cowrie shell. Every last one of them is priceless and irreplaceable. I left them all here in this pouch, but when I came back to my room...
It's empty.
This is a tragedy. I can't believe every last one of those glittering treasures is gone.
Don't look at me. I might be down on my luck, but I'd never resort to stealing. You can even go ahead and search me if you want.
We will, Chirp. Be searching all of our guests, as well as our rooms. There don't appear to be any signs of forced entry, so the culprit must be somewhere within the inn.
That's very encouraging to hear. I dearly hope you can get them back. That's kind of what that's the vibes I'm getting too, you know. If the, what were they called? If the 1.5 taught me anything, it's that you don't trust shady old men. Although, no signs of forced entry, you say? In that case, if you're unable to find the thief, I can only conclude this was an inside job. Given that I clearly no longer have the heirlooms and the sparrows are the only ones who could have entered my room, I have no choice but to hold the Enma-Tei responsible for their loss. Do you have an understanding, O great tongue-cut sparrow lady Benny Enma?
So, since the culprit was never found, the bamboo woodcutter asked to be compensated. It was much more than the Enma-Tei could afford, so they went into debt. As word spread that there was a thief here, guests stopped coming. And at some point it became all the Enma-Tei could do, just to repay the interest. The tribute hall's divine aura is meant to be used to grow the spirit origin of the Enma-Tei, as it is still just a Myoga at its heart. But as the aura was used to repay the debt, the Enma-Tei only grew more and more decrepit. Now that Enma-Tei functions solely to repay the bamboo cutter's interest.
So that's what happened. This explains why the Enma-Tei had so many of its facilities closed or in disrepair, despite how hard Mediam and the Sparrows work.
Right, the bamboo cutter now owns the rights to the Enma-Tei. If you had said something, it would have only made things worse. If you're upset, the bamboo cutter, I could put the madam, in a real tight spot.
Oh, he for sure lied. He's just using this as a way to make some money.
Now do you get it? Then go back to the party. This is all I can say. The rest is up to you.
Alright, I think I know what to do. Okay, so the only logical conclusion here is... Oh, no, Wobbuffet, we don't need a time-traveling servant. No, we do not need a time-traveling servant. What we should do, Wobbuffet, is we need to simply take out the bamboo cutter, you know? We have Chaldea at our beck and call. I mean, you know, beat him up, completely and utterly erase him from existence. I kind of prefer the second option, you know?
That's utterly ridiculous. Why didn't you call for me? Are we stuck in the Middle Ages or something? It makes no sense whatsoever that a hotel would be held responsible for the theft of one of its guests.
I'm afraid the old rules still apply here, since this is a mystical, isolated world, like those from the Age of Gods.
Is that true? That's horrifying, but no matter. This explains so much. Ever since I saw its guest log, I've wondered how the inn always ended up in the red, despite being so well run. I never would have thought that our expense of the New Year's Day every year was an interest repayment.
I had no idea. Madam Betty never said anything about this to any of us.
Now that we know the truth, we need to do something about it before our bamboo cutter sells the place. Otherwise, we may never be able to atone for our sins in the tribute hall and could all end up as bores together. That would be truly horrific tragedy, but even without such dire threat, I cannot let things go on this way. My lord, is there nothing we can do to help the Enma-Tei, to help Madam Benny? Of course there is. We can repay our debt for her. Oh, wait, no, that would take forever. In that case, we'll just have to get back those 5 stolen treasures. You're all servants, heroic spirits, should have no issue tracking down the thief.
It'd be one thing if the thief was recent, but given that this took place 500 years ago...
Actually, I think that's an excellent idea. Wonderful. Perfect, even. For one, I expect there is no possible way to repay this debt regardless of how much gold one may have. The bamboo cutter claimed these 5 treasures were irreplaceable heirlooms, right? That would mean it's impossible to put a price on them, and the bamboo cutter can essentially dictate their worth. It would be a fool's errand to try and match such elusive value with money. Bringing identical items back would be surer and faster.
You can do it, Wobbuffet. Actually, wait. You still have a year to pay off the debt because this is getting rerun next year, Wobbuffet. So you have 1 year to beat the 3rd Lost Belt. I believe, man. I believe. So are you saying what I think you're saying here, Fion?
Indeed. We already know exactly which treasures were stolen, do we not? Now we only need to fetch new ones. And lucky for us, this is an inn that heroic spirits naturally wander into. I imagine some of them may just happen to have the sort of rare treasures we seek. For example, I believe the first one was the Buddhist stone begging bowl. I may not have any idea which servant might possess such a thing, but I imagine you do, Soul.
Sanzang?
That's right. It's absolutely possible that the servants that might have the same kind of treasures. So we can attract even more guests to the Enma-Tei.
A highly virtuous monk. Yes, I knew it.
Oh, this doesn't mean we can neglect the Enma-Tei's expansions. Those remain the most important. Doesn't the inn have enough leisure facilities already? Huh, No, don't be like that, dear Emlyn. The more hunting spots we have, the better. Besides, there's a special power to be found in places that are both ancient and famous. Did you know that there used to be an amazing castle that keep back here? Back in this place's heyday? I, for one, would like to see it coming back. Or perhaps I should say, I would like to see the view from atop such a structure.
Now I see. The Enma-Tei, its heyday, huh? If you've already thought that far ahead, I certainly don't have any objections. Alright then, our day-to-day work may still be the same, but we'll now be working towards a new goal, obtaining these 5 treasures. And if any gods show up here, I'm sure they'll notice the good work you've all been doing. When it comes to fateful relationships, I have every coincidence fortune will be on our side.
I'm sure it will too. By the way, even though you've only been watching this event through me here, Wobbuffet, what is your thoughts about Fion here? He seems like he very much wants to help Benny Enma to make the Enma-Tei great again. So I must ask, what is your thoughts on Fion? Section 10, A Fairy Tale. He was even willing to do something he hates to help if he needed to. Since even though he is a skilled chef, he does not like it since he took that skill from his master. But if Madam Benny needed his help, he would have done it in a heartbeat. I think that speaks a lot for Fion's character, and personally, I'm liking Fion a lot more.
Oh, you're the only one here? I see some magic Kiyohime are out clearing the hot springs. You certainly are all hard workers. Chirp, chirp! Here, Soul, why don't you have a seat and take a break? I'll make some tea before the others get back.
That's nice of her.
I didn't even realize how big Tina's become, although it used to be even bigger a long time ago. I'm not just saying that either. It was really beautiful, back when we saw the green room. There's an amazing weaver back there named Oyu. She ended up checking out by flying out of her room after she said the moonlight was calling her. She even left all of her belongings behind. I still don't know what the story was there. Maybe the sparrow spied on her while she was working? Here you go, the tea's ready. Cheep! I threw in some Monaka wafers filled with the sweet beans from my secret stash, too.
Thank you, it all looks amazing.
What a peaceful afternoon. I wish these kinds of days could go on forever. Chirp! I'm sorry, that was so very insensitive of me. Just because things are peaceful here doesn't mean your world isn't still in a lot of trouble. Once again, my apologies. I've never been good at gauging how other people feel.
Yeah, I mess up all the time.
Really? Chirp, chirp! I'm sorry, I shouldn't be happy about that, but I can tell you're being considerate. We all come from different worlds, each with their own set of values. You have yours, Mesh has hers, Tomomo and the others have hers. Theirs. It may seem like there's only one world, but it's actually divided into many different sections. What we humans call hell is just another one of them. Cheap! The thoughts, values, and ethics of each society what shapes society's afterlife. For example, hell in your country and hell in Mr. Fion's country are very different things. Humans have wanted to cope with the inevitability of death ever since they came into being. The particular laws and customs may differ between tribes and cultures, but the idea that when they die, bad people are punished and good people find salvation has always been a constant in each and every country you've confined. Chirp! Of course, these were always things taught to keep society running smoother for the living, not to describe what hell was actually like. To encourage people to live good, clean lives by promising they would find happiness after death. It all stemmed from obvious morals, the kind anyone could agree with were right and proper. It isn't usually hell's business to meddle with human society, or to determine what was right and wrong. But our hell is sensitive to trends, so we tend to incorporate a lot of human religious values. They say hell and earth used to be connected, that you could conceivably walk between them. Sounds rather efficient as a land of death to me, though.
Oh, poor Rat. Oh, Arash is spying on us. Oh, poor Arash. Oh, that's sad. Inefficient. Oh, don't worry, Arash Giggle. I would visit you if I could walk there.
Anyway, since mankind couldn't conquer death, they just began to change how they thought about it. Chirp! Once death was no longer something special that was to be feared, hell changed too. Or put another way, that was when it became an unpopular fantasy. Humans no longer feared hell, nor thought that they required one. The idea of salvation in hell was lost. The hell I grew up in was a hell that had long since fallen behind the times. I trained in hell, became a certified tormentor demon, and was eventually entrusted as the Enma-Tei as the Great King Enma's proxy.
So Benny Enma knows how to inflict torture on others. That's kind of scary.
It's the greatest honor anyone could hope for, right? So I tried to do the best I could. Jeep! Sure, I may have got myself captured by the one time I went to visit a human village. But now I'm in charge of the entire Enma-Tei and doing a great job of it. Chirp, chirp. Well, no, I guess that isn't quite true. In reality, the Enma-Tei was supposed to be shut down a long time ago. Humans stopped wandering in here, the Shinto gods no longer come to stay. Really, once the world at large modernized, the hells in the end had outlived their purpose.
It is still a great place, though.
You're very kind, but it's okay. Nobody would miss it if it disappeared. The only issue we have now is making sure that none of you are stuck with divine punishment, and the way things are going, I don't think that'll be a problem. So this will be officially the last year of the Enma-Tei is open for business. The great King Enma even said I could go back home whenever I like. Chirp, chirp.
But you don't want to shut this down, though, do you? Why, Benny?
Well... A long time ago, though not so long as you might think, a young girl fled into the mountains to escape the brothel she was being kept in. She ran so desperately she hardly noticed that she entered a beautiful mansion hid amongst the mists.
We're getting the actual backstory of Benny Enma from Benny herself.
What she saw there were things that had always been close at hand, yet tantalizingly out of her reach. Warm blankets, plentiful food, or without any adults to berate her. She didn't wonder why there was a mansion here all alone, why there was not a single person to be found. But she smiled when she saw that at least the mansion had friends in the sparrows that fluttered about its yard. The girl drifted between the mansion's many guest rooms, holding her breath as if she were afraid she might wake up and find it all been a dream. She put her hands together in a prayer to give thanks to her Buddha. Thank you for giving me the roof over my head before I die. Thank you for showing me something beautiful before the end. The girl then drew her last breath, a tear running down her cheeks at the mansion's beauty. She hadn't eaten in days. Her body was bruised and beaten. She had been so hungry, I was so wondered she had managed to stay on her feet at all. Yet, even so, she did not partake in the feast laid out before her, as during her life in captivity. Her tongue had been torn out, and her throat had been crushed beyond all repair.
Ooh. Poor Benny. So it was her it's when she was reborn that she regained that stuff. Okay, I got it.
When the girl woke, she found herself at the Sanzu River in Children's Limbo, one of the entrances to hell. Whether the Buddha had taken pity on her or because she hadn't eaten anything at the mansion, the girl had been reborn as a sparrow oni in the ancient hell, rather than joining the other dead. The sparrow was named Benny, or Red, after the color of her hair, and set about working at the Sanzu. After countless years of hard work, the Supreme King Judge of Hell, the Great King Enma, recognized her accomplishments. He appointed her as his proxy and entrusted her with caring for his Mayoga in the world of the living. The Mayoga is the place where your old form drew its last breath. The spirit in its yard said they would be happy to follow your commands. The sparrow went on to make sure the mansion flourished, just as the Great King Enma had said. However, I want to go down the mountains and see how the people live now. Even as an Oni, the sparrow still missed human companionship, so she visited the nearby village.
Okay, so she was reborn as a sparrow Oni. So I'm wondering if Benny is a different kind of Oni from Shuten and Ibaraki, perhaps? I honestly am not sure how their myths correlate to one another. Because if that's the case, then that kind of implies that Shuten and Ibaraki may have been humans before.
The wonders never cease. A sparrow is red as fire. It even cries like a person when you smack it.
The sparrow was so surprised she forgot she was an Oni now, and found herself huddling up in fright. Come to think of it, it felt as though this sort of thing had happened to her many times before.
Well, now that is something I say, neighbor. Would you be willing to let me have that sparrow for myself?
I was an old man known for being an oddball, put a lot of time and effort into impractical endeavors. As a result, the rest of the village usually kept their distance from him. This latest endeavor suited his penchant for impracticality quite well. He convinced the old woman to make a trade, requiring sparrow for all of his life savings. Chirp, chirp. Why'd you save me? I thought humans never do anything unless it benefits them.
Oh, I'm not sure either, but hey, you can't see someone unhappy and not try to help, right?
After treating the sparrow's ruins, the old man naturally returned her to the mountain. Try not to get caught next time, he said with a laugh. Time passed, and one day the sparrow learned that the old man had fallen on hard times. With no money to pay his taxes, no neighbors willing to help him, he was slowly starving to death. Welcome, honored guest. Welcome to the Enma-Tei, a land open to all who are pure of heart. After the old man had gone off to the mountain to die, the sparrow invited him into the Mayoga. The old man gratefully accepted the sparrow's invitation and enjoyed his time there immensely. But not as much as the sparrow did. As happy as the old man was, it didn't compare to the joy the sparrow had when he had saved her long ago. The sparrow would have been happy to attend to the old man forever. One day he said he was returning to his own village. For your selflessness in saving that lone sparrow, I wish to present you with a wicker basket. In accordance with the Mayoga's rules, the sparrow prepared 2 wicker baskets. A large one and a small one. The old man tried to refuse, arguing he had already been given more than enough, but the sparrow threatened to keep him there forever unless he accepted them. So the man humbly chose a small basket and returned to his own world. From then on, the basket would fill with a modest amount of happiness each and every day. And the old man went on to live happily ever after.
Okay, that's a very nice little story.
Except that's not true. Yes, that all really happened. The message is a bit off. After the old man returned from the inn, he became the talk of the village. That old man disappeared years ago, and now he comes back without having aged a day. Not only that, he looks better off than ever. I should ask him what happened. The villagers crowded inside the old man's house, half out of curiosity and half out of jealousy.
Oh, it's all thanks to the great protector of children.
Yep, can I skip there?
The mountains of Jinso. Mountain Jiso. He said he'd give me some happiness as long as I promised to live an honest life from now on.
The old man wisely decided to avoid mentioning the sparrow, but otherwise told them all about the fun and surprising things that had happened in the end, turning them into larger-than-life folk tales that could be applied as lessons in their own lives.
Oh, that's actually... Okay. So the person who wrote the myths of the inns is the one who experienced them in the first place, but he exaggerated things. That's actually pretty cool.
The villagers' eyes sparkled at hearing these stories. Most of them looked on the old man with envy. Some of them searched high and low for the inn the old man had wandered into. Some prayed that things they'd lost would find their way back to them. Some tried to live upstanding lives, and others worked to be true to themselves. Sometimes they would lose their footing on their chosen path. Sometimes their eyes would well up with tears of pure envy. Most of them had dreams of one sort or another that kept them going in their small, selfish, aimless days. Those who had strayed from the path went unrewarded, however. Many found their dreams came true. And why wouldn't they, given that the old man was using every bit of happiness from his basket to ensure their dreams would be realized?
Okay, that's actually kind of nice. Not even using the happiness for himself, but for others.
The village flourished, its residents became rich. Those who viewed it in poverty became friends in plenty. It became a truly welcoming world, where anyone and everyone was happy. All except for one person. The old man who was always ostracized in his strangeness.
Aww. He gave up his own happiness for the happiness of others.
This isn't right, it doesn't make sense. Why don't you tell all of them that the only reason they're all happy now is because of you? No matter how much the village became, the old man's life never changed. One day, the sparrow chirped to the old man as he sat at his hearth, where his only bright light came from the new moon.
I would want to hear that your happiness is all thanks to someone else. That would only make them feel bad. As long as things are well, nothing else matters. Saying something now wouldn't make anyone happy.
Chief, that's not why. They're only happy now because you refuse to say anything. And all the while, you're the only one who isn't happy, when you deserve it the most. The man has used treasure for everyone beside himself. He kept on lying and hoped that doing good deeds would lead to his own happiness. So many made-up tales, so many tall tales, so many fairy tales. The old man alone remained behind in reality, all so that he could make his many fun lies come true. Looking back, the old man probably knew that very soon the blessed lives that the other villagers had led would soon come to an end, and that he was alone, regarded as nothing more than eccentric with a prosperity for tall tales. The old man remained so until his death, but when he died, he did so with the expression of pure joy. Although nobody was with him when he passed, his funeral procession was lively as anything. since it was attended by almost all the villagers who had heard of his passing. In fact, there were attendees from the neighboring villages and their neighbors' neighbors as well. Even though none of them had caught on that the old man's well-intentioned lies, his made-up stories had still been the source of strength that they had come to offer a smile in return. Each and every last person there was grateful to the old man. Can you imagine a happier way to go? In the end, not one person was left unhappy, just as the old man had wanted. It was the very best possible death he could ask for. There was no reason for anyone to be sad, and yet... Aww. I still find it sad. Chirp. So very sad. No one else made the old man happy. Not one other person paid him back what he should have gotten for his smile. Every lie he told, every story he came up with, was all to help others, never himself. In the end, he died without so much as a name, after seeing so many other people go on to live happy lives.
Aww. Poor Betty.
I should have never invited a human to live at the Spirit Inn. All I did for him was make him unhappy. So that's why.
You made him happy, though. Oh, poor Benny. She doesn't see it that way.
That's why I want to properly return the favor. The Enma-Tei is a world unto itself that connects both the past and the future. So as long as I keep it going, as long as it remains a mythical place where spirits wander, I might get to see him again someday. Nobody else may care if the Enma-Tei sticks around or not, but I still want to see him again. I want to see his gentle smile again. I want to hear his funny stories again. I want to impress him with how much I've improved as a cook.
Aww. She probably saw him as a grandfather figure.
I'm sorry you had to see that. No doubt strange to see an Oni crying out of nowhere, huh? Thank you for taking such good care of the Enma-Tei. I said I was going to close it this year, but I haven't gotten that desperate yet. As the phrase goes, heaven only knows. We spirits will do what best we can with what we have.
Facing our resolve check. I've succeeded. We will finish this.
I know we had no way of knowing her story before she told us, but now that we do, I can tell what the Enma-Tei holds a very special place in Betty Emma's heart. Come on, we have to make sure we can get all 5 treasures and get them back to the bamboo cutter.
Yes, all 5 treasures will return to the bamboo cutter, no matter what. Okay, so with the story port done, we now have access to the rebuilding. Oh, lordy loo. So this is all the remaining rebuilding quests. We can, at the very least here, start by repairing the Bell Hall. It's going to take most of my remaining resources, though. Bell Hall is another 30,000 satisfaction. Hoorah. A young man's horn. Why are you making a bell hall? Nothing good can come of this. Ominous. Excuse me. So there are some quests that are unlocked by restoring more things. The 500,000 tribute points, I think, is the story. And we did unlock a new story thing with the multiplying Kiyohime. We do need a lot of lumber here, though, so we're going to be farming for a while here. So I might not do these extra quests until next time at this point. So right now, we will see if... Okay, so it does look like the castle tower is a better source for the 5-star lumber. So the castle tower, then. That is 290 of it, though, and I just spent a fortune of it. Gosh darn it. And it's got the hardest of the farms, too. Lesai. Okay. I unfortunately don't really have a very effective squad for farming. This is my only issue here, because it's male servants only, and I don't have an AoE male servant. So yeah. So we're gonna have to run this until we have 290 lumber obtained. In fact, I'm gonna check something real quick here. I think I got another one of those CEs. Oh, I forgot to claim. We did reach some goals. We do have another Goddess of the Glittering Snow. And the New Year's Greeting CE was one of the special ones. I'll take this right quick. Should have done it at the beginning of the stream, but I'm a forgetful man.
quick card effect missed by 8%. Happy New Year! With fresh determination, we begin 2021 by visiting a shrine. So right, here's my New Year's greetings. I'm sure everyone has their own wishes. Hope whatever wish you wrote on your Emma prayer plaque will come true. Okay, so now the grind begins. So I do have another one of those CEs, so we can pop that on there. I need to see if there's any way to speed this process up. So back to the hub. I need to see which servants give extra drops of this, or rather which class. So Kiyaki Lumber. Can't bring Kyo or any of them. Actually, Diarmond and Fion could satisfy that, so let us find them. There's Diarmond, and then Fion. Okay, but that puts us drastically over the cap here. So, they're only +1, and it's extra bond. So let's go instead Saber, Lancer, and Ruler. Makes sense. So I guess we search for a lower tier Lancer here then. First, my lowest tier Lancer is Ben-K, it looks like. So Ben-K, we're still 5 points over. Why is it still that CE? That's because I don't have anything else with that CE, so I mean, I could remove that CE, I suppose? Gil, actually, can get replaced here as well. Doesn't necessarily need to be low 2. We could actually probably, since Gil can be replaced, we can throw Fion on there. So, +1, +2, +1s across the board. Yeah, I think this will do for now. We can remove a Modest Pig since we're nearly done with that. I'm sorry, Offit, but considering I need to gather 290 lumber, I need to go with people that have the CE. So sorry, but I can't really use them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So sorry. I am so sorry. Okay. BAQ. Hey, I promise you this, Swabafett. When it comes to farming doors and stuff, I do try to use everybody's servants at least a little bit, and your servants are used there. Alright, now, if I want to actually... In fact, Swabafett, what would you rather? Would you rather I utilize your servants and might not help Benny and Enma get out of debt? Because that might be what happens. If I can't get all this wood in good time, Benny Enma might not get out of debt, and she might be sold off. So, which would you rather, Wobbuffet? Would you rather I utilize your servants, or would you rather Benny Enma have to sell her life's work? After life's work, rather. Once the stream as a joke. I do me. I do me. Okay, yeah, let's do this order. This will give Enkidu and Pidu. And then we should have NP enough if we can take out the big tentacle beholder thing. Gazer, I think is what they're called. Yes, indeed. A Merry Christmas to you, Wobbuffet. A Merry Christmas. Stretch. Also, just so you know, the way you spelt Mary is as if you were telling me to marry somebody named Christmas, as if take somebody named Christmas as my wife. Just so you know. I can't guarantee, because the name Christmas is actually kind of unique. Okay, and now you want me to find somebody named Mary? Just kidding. It's M-E-R-R-Y. Boba Fett, just so you know. That's the spelling for the one you're going for. English is fun, you know? English is fun. And boop. Good. What's wrong, Boba Fett? What's with the OMG? Actually, let's cleanse those debuffs, because I hate seeing a little bit of blue amongst all the other colors. And that do. Oh, with the whole yeah, I was messing around more than anything, you know. M-E-R-R-Y.
申し訳ない。もったいないことをした。
Yes. That is the proper spelling when you go Merry Christmas. M-A-R-R-Y is to marry someone. M-A-R-Y is the name. Mary. Gotta love English, you know? Got to love English. Look at all that lumber. Keep going though, keep going. We need a lot of this lumber in order to build the castle tower. Ideally, I could go get some Merlin with a bag so they're broken. They're not my friend, but I'm doing it anyways! Go, Memeland, go! But I did. You know, I did. I did indeed wish Jesus a happy birthday. You know, and trust me, I will never forget about Christmas stuff. A lot of weird things happened to me with regards to Christmas. A lot. Well, maybe, I guess I can't really say a lot. But I've had a fair few memorable memories with regards to Christmas. Bad memories and good memories, I suppose. Both memories, both good and bad, have visited me on Christmas. Yep, my Christmas is on the 25th of December. But yeah, I would have to say my worst memory of Christmas was back when I was... Gosh, I can't even remember how young I was. I was like 7 or 8 or something. Oh yeah, my mom has fully recovered from her COVID situation, and my dad actually got his back surgery done. So now he has an electrostimulant on his spine. So he has a constant source of electricity running through his back to help with his pain. But yeah, worst memory of Christmas, I was like 7 or so. I didn't really know it at the time. My grandfather was probably not doing so well, and he was in the hospital. The school I went to, we had, like, you know, a Christmas goods sale where a bunch of outside places would come and set up shop, and we could buy things for our families for Christmas, and they would even wrap them. I bought him a little wooden reindeer ornament, and when I gave it to him, he said it reminded him of his time when he used to be a carpenter back in the day, and it really made him happy. That, however, was the last time that I saw him, because, you know, I didn't think of anything of it at the time, because it was around the Christmas season, so I figured, you know, my mom and dad, they're out so much because they're buying Christmas presents for my brother and I, you know? But one day, after driving our babysitter back home, they had me and my brother in the car, and they dropped the news that he had passed. And I just remember feeling so sad around that time of the year, that one year, and, you know, it made Christmas fairly difficult, but in the end, we came through it as a family, and we grew closer together. Yep, I am glad they are okay as well. And I mean, he actually is somewhat cybernetic, because he has a charging port for the battery in his back, a wireless charging port that he needs to set against his back for a couple of hours every once in a while in order to charge the battery. But outside of depressing Christmas story, a more funny Christmas story, which is sort of a egg on my face sort of situation. Hey, the Mr. Code leveled up. Again, back when I was young, I had to have been like 10 years old or something. Back then, I don't know if I was more confident with my singing or if I actually had a good voice, but I had a part in the Christmas musical that my school had put on, and in that part I had to sing, with some others, a song. Oh Holy Night. No, not Oh Holy Night. Gosh, what was it? Hang on. Probably had a good voice. I mean, I was a kid, and most kids do have decent voices. I don't think I really have a good singing voice now, but like I said, if I ever get big enough, or if I, like, get a big enough donation, I might do a singing stream. Like, I know there's a Twitch Sing sort of thing, or there was at one point. But I need to look up the song's lyrics again, just because I can't remember. Ah, it was Silent Night. Yes. Just do a dance stream. Do a Just Dance stream. I don't have Just Dance. I did get a VR headset, and when I do get it all set up and working properly, I might want to try and do like something like Beat Saber or something. I don't know. But Holy Night or Silent Night. Silent Night, Holy Night, yes. That is the song that I had to sing for the play that I was in. Or not play, but rather the, that's the part I had to sing. The lyrics are Silent Night, Holy Night, all is calm, all is right, round you virgin mother and child. And this is where I really screwed up as a kid. And it wasn't until I did it in front of my parents that I realized I got some of the lyrics wrong. So the lyrics are, Holy Infant, so tender and mild. Do you want to know what I said instead of Holy Infant, so tender and mild? Wobbuffet, can you guess what I may have said? I will wait for you to give me your guess. Nope. I said, Holy Imbecile, tender and mild. Yeah. When I finally said that before my parents, they burst out laughing. And I felt, I'm lucky that I sung it to them before I sung it in front of a church of people. Because can you imagine how bad that would have been had I stood that in front of a church full of people? Good lord, I would never have lived that embarrassment down, I fear. But yeah, they didn't believe me when I said that the lyrics were still tender and mild. They made fun of me. Oh, what do you think? baby Jesus is a chicken nugget or something, a chicken tender, you know? That kind of stuff, which was funny, but when they saw that that was the actual lyrics, tender and mild, they didn't really. What grade would you be in as a 15-year-old in the US? Ooh. I mean, it kind of depends on your birthday. If is your birthday later in the year or earlier? Do not give me your actually. Don't answer that question because that is asking for information for other people online, and I'm technically not allowed to do that. So completely forget I asked that question. So 15. So, okay, I gotta think back to my experiences here. So for a late birthday, because I have a late birthday myself in the year, I started kindergarten at 4, first grade 5, second grade 6, third grade 7, fourth grade 8, fifth grade 9, 10th grade 6th grade 10, 7th grade 11, 8th grade 12, 9th grade 13, 10th grade 14, 5th grade 11th grade 15. No, wait. I mean, I still don't want to risk it, but okay, actually, let me reverse engineer this. I graduated from high school in 2011. I was 17 when I graduated high school. So 17 was 12. 11 I would have been 16. So 10th grade or a sophomore. You would have been a 10th grader or a sophomore in high school at age 15 if you had a late birthday. If you had an early birthday, you would possibly be a junior in high school. Actually, if you had an early birthday, you might be a freshman. Actually, even then, that might not necessarily be right, because very technically, I was a year young for my grade. You would be in high school age. Let's just go with that. 9th or 10th grade, I would bet. Somewhere in that area. But let us first, before we continue on that tangent, restore the castle tower for 40,000 satisfaction and a lore. I just lost the volume there. I thought the thing was about to crash on me. That would have been sadness. One lore. And we just made a whole freaking castle. Do I happen to be a shrine carpenter? Apparently I am. Apparently I am. Okay, so that is... So, that right there, if I go to history here, because I exited out of it, that there is, I think, the best of the 5-star farming nodes. When you were in 10th grade US, you had an IT teacher give us a test about how much time you spent on our PCs. You didn't have a piece and you were a super weeb, so one of your answers was depending on the anime. How much time you spent on the internet depends on the anime, and the teacher read it aloud. So you just left the class and spent time in the bathroom. Yeah, I mean, that would be fairly embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. That would be a pretty embarrassing thing to live through. But, well, honestly, I'm gonna say now, that kind of stuff you will quickly find out when you're done with high school and stuff. You're a weird anime kid now. Nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. Like, heck, people can't even really make fun of people playing video games recently, ever since smartphone games came out. Pokemon Go was a big renovator of people actually playing video games and not being made fun of it for it. And the whole COVID situation as well, with people being trapped inside so much, it led to more people buying video games, watching TV, watching anime. I'm sure that if such a thing happened now, you probably wouldn't be laughed at. Probably. Alright, so we now have the best of the 5-star and the best of the 3-star nodes in the Castle Tower and in the Phoenix Hall. The next thing is the Lord's Hall, which is the 4-star. Or actually, excuse me. The Rooftop Garden would be the next one, since that is the thing. So we have enough for both. Alright, see you in a few. I'm actually going to do this one too, just because it's kind of annoying me. Just sitting there as a random one out of nowhere. So yeah, we're going to do this real quick. Females only. Enkidu can come. That's hysterical. So we want Squirtoria, obviously. We want Chloe. Do I have any other female archers that are actually leveled up? We have Nobu. We have Adelante. You know, I'll put Adelante above Chloe since Adelante is AoE. And we'll throw Kyo. Actually, you know what? We'll throw Mashu there. Because my Mashu is Mashu. Mashu. I gotta check real quick, though, what exactly this gives us drops. So this drops the Pale Lumber. That is what we're looking for. So, I want... I don't have any more of this. What does it drop for the bounty? The bronze. No, the silver bounty. Okay, so we want this one. Okay. Well, let's go. The Woman's Springs. So what's us to do? Rooftop Garden next, which is Phoenix Hall and the Castle Tower. We can actually finally set up our final squads for farming these nodes, I think, too. Since I'm pretty sure these are the best runs that will be unlocking here. Good hits are good. Actually, what's this detached house? So detached house is also... Okay, so that might be the best of the 3-star lumber, possibly. Here, it looks like. Go to the higher tier. Unlock. Nope. But the detached house might be the best for that. That's later. Okay. Good to know, good to know. Detached house. Yep, that drops the silver. That's why. I see now. I see now. I can see clearly now. My eyes are clear. My vision restored. Perfection awaits. And once again, we get an Arts Blast. And still, Adelante does not have that dang NP. She'll have it, I mean, one way or another, but still. BAQ. Gotta go for it, gotta see what the cat can do. The Neon Archer. What can you do from 35,000 down to... BAQ chain. A kill. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And the BQ key. An AQ. My bad. Blah, blah, blah. My tongue gets tied. Good job, Seba. Swimsuit Seba to the rescue. Ooh-ah. The Therme Emperor. Well, let us go ahead and just get a blasting. Sure, discard that. Attack boost 1. Arts card 2. Attack boost 2. And that'll do. Okay. Overcharge. What does Alante do? Crit stars on overcharge. So it's probably best to just start with the neon power and go into everybody else. That's some damage. That's a lot of damage. Nothing Flex Tape can't fix, though. Ballets. For Nero. And Bond 4 with Squirtoria. And a fair bit of the Lumber. And a fair bit of the 4-star as well. I think I've been actually lacking on getting that. That might be the last that I need for Lumber. See, actually. I need to check that. It'll be just 200 though, so it is an easy enough check. And it is 200. There we go, the last of the Goddess of the Glittering Snow Sea E's from the shop. Hoorah. Alright, so now, the goal is to restore the rooftop garden. So we will start off in the Phoenix Hall with the task of setting tables. Okay, so for this one, the lumber doesn't matter in particular here. It is the 3-star lumber, which is increased drops by... because I've already forgotten. Vet servants. Nope, that didn't work. There it is. Okay, so... Rider, Assassin, Berserker, Alter Ego. Can I 3-turn this becomes the question. Casters are not needed, or are not usable, so... We will take this caster, though. And let's start clearing parties here. For the unnecessaries that we don't need. Kiyaki, Cedar, and the 5-star lumber. Yep, okay. So this is the Kiyaki lumber, yeah? Cedar. So Cedar lumber, this is the squad. Okay. In which case, the Cedar lumber, then we need to switch all of these, as many possible, over to this. And now we need to find out how to quickly take this down. Waver in the front, for sure. I need an AoE Assassin, Rider, or otherwise. I have plenty. The enemies are Riders and Berserkers, so we do want Summer Skaha with a case scope, I want to say. There we go, so the Summer Skaha with a case scope. Beyond that, Kyo can get... Actually, Kyo's got better than... And King Hassan is very expensive. So, well, actually, it's not going to matter expensive because we need to bring in Waver nonetheless. Okay, so right now we're at plus 1... No, plus 2. Plus 4. 5... Okay, so 2, 6... Okay, so... Focus. Focus. Alright, so 1. Go one at a time now, just because I need to focus. this waiver doesn't have any. 3. Come on. A little more. 5. 7. 9. We're at plus 9 here. We will drop this CE because it's not needed here. And this will be the party squad that we roll with. Actually, let's bring Scotty instead of Waiver. If we can find a support Scotty with that CE on as well, then we will definitely take her. We'll try a double Scotty Skaha for this squad. Boo? What are you booing me for? Are you not entertained? Do this boop here. Oh, you just got back and you have no idea what's going on. I am simply now in farming mode for the lumbers here, essentially. Ah, you need context to be entertained. I am now farming the Phoenix Hall for the lumber so that I can unlock the rooftop garden next. Art thou entertained now, good sir? Art thou entertained now? No? Oh. Sorry. I guess I'm not entertaining! I should probably quit everything, shouldn't I? Because I don't entertain people. I'm so unentertaining. So unentertaining. I don't entertain. I'm pathetic. I'm a loser. I suck. Yes, you are. Ooh, I just popped my neck real nice. How did I do this thing before? Did I just do it like that? Maybe? No. That works. You are but a humble observer. But it's your observation that makes me real. After all, if you did not see me, would I even exist in your mind? Or would I be a mere figment of your... Or would I be a mere figment of somebody else's imagination? Undo, undo, undo. I gotta figure out how I do this before. Also, come on, Skaha. You can hit harder than this. I know you can. Skaha, I know you can. So Skaha clearly probably needs double Scotty in order to pull this maneuver off. Very clearly. I'm wondering, could Martha perhaps pull this out? With double waiver Martha, could she loot 3 in a row? Kinda doubt it. I'm trying to think, who else is AoE amongst all these classes that could loot? That I have leveled up. Skaha isn't doing the job. I'm gonna have to go through all my servants and find out that answer myself, aren't I? Shootin'! Why didn't I think of Shootin'? Damn it. She's who I originally had here too, wasn't she? I'm a dum-dum. She might not be able to free turn, but... If I plan things properly, she could probably at least take out the first, or the second and the third wave of NPs. In other words, the hard stuff. Also, I need to find out exactly how much I need here. So it's 200 of each. And we are at 114 there. Okay. We keep chugging. We don't stop chugging till we don't stop chugging. Chug, chugging. Chug, chugging. Chug, 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 chug. Chug, 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 chug. Chug, 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 chug. Chug, 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 chug. Chug, 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 chug. Good lord, so many servants are here. I need a waiver or a Sky D. I suppose that she will do. But we need waiver here too. Then they're shooting. Who puts us over? God damn it, shooting. Why'd you put us over? Who else is a one to use? It's gonna have to be use and my shoes. There we go. Now we're even better with our pluses. Even stronka plussing. Enough so that we can actually throw the mark on the smiling face on too. There we go. This will work just fine. I'm sure of it. Sure, I am sure. Okay, so first wave goes down to face cards as much as you can. And to casting power will be the final fire. Oof. Always sucks when you don't get good cards. And that goes for many aspects of life, too. Many aspects. Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, poker. The right card can make a world of a difference. You're dead and alive. Are you wanted? Wanted. Dead or alive. Are you a cowboy? Is the knight on your side? Is it on a steel horse you ride? I know, I'm just trying to insert song lyrics here. Actually, since that wasn't necessary, I need to look this up. So it looks like Twitch Sings closed, huh? That's somewhat sad. Well, that's sad. Twitch Sings is gone. There goes my future plans of eventually singing on stream. Boop. Boop. Were you a big stan of Twitch Sings, J6? Were you a big stan of it? There are some alternatives. Let's see here. Oh, you never watched Twitch Sings? But you wanted to watch me embarrass myself by trying to sing, right? Ooh, that was a good neck pop. Is that the 200? Nope. One more run of this should be all we need for this one. Look for... Gotta go with... No, I can't go with the Benny. Dang it. Why do people not have the maximum broken of the CE? It's almost like it's hard to get or something. Okay, bring a waiver. Okay, focus fire this big lug down here. Shootin'. Shootin' be shootin'. Also, out of curiosity there, did you just call for your Vanguard to rise? To stand up and ride. Or to stand up, then ride onto the... and then tell the embodiment of Armored Bahar to attack the Vanguard. Why are you telling your Vanguard to rise and then telling other things to attack your Vanguard? It doesn't make sense to me! You're confusing me! What twins are driving? And why are they getting paid for it? Are they of age? You're confusing me! Critical trigger. Go, Shooter, go, Shooter, go! You're totally quoting something, man. What you quoting, dude? I'm like confused instead. Boop, boop, boop. Go shoot and go shoot and go. Go shoot and go shoot and go. Good shootin', good shootin', good. Good shootin', good shootin', good. Nice. That should be enough of the cedar. Now we need the 5-star one, which is in Castle Tower. Which is cleaning the windows. Oh, what fun it is to do a cleaning windows, woo! Woo! Okay, so this one, Saber, Lancer, Rulers get the boost. We'll bring Mo, support Mo, and then I do have this. So this is called the what lumber again? The Kiyaki. This is my Kiyaki party. Okay, I totally know what I'm doing. Alright, so this CE is going to be swapped with this one. And then boop, 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 boop. Okay, I need probably Waver here instead of a Resh, sadly. It's gonna lower our drops, but that's fine. Beyond that, though, I think this will do here. We have 2 AoE Sebas. Let's go. We need 2 Hondo. This will get the rooftop garden repaired. You know what I'm saying. Honestly, J6, I cannot wait for you to finish this and tell me what it is exactly you are quoting here. Because I am honestly interested. Because you either have it on another screen and are looking at it actively, or you know it by heart. Either way, it is impressive. Because you're typing it at a very decent pace, too. Never heard of it. It's a song, I'm guessing, then? Okay, Mo is NP. Oh, it's a video game. Interesting. Oh, it's a card game. Interesting still. This node might be a bit of an issue. How much does Mo get NP-wise here? Keep adding new metas to the point where it's now stupid. Sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where there's always a new meta. Power creep is legit. There's always the creep of the power, no matter what card game it is, I fear. It also had its own anime. It sounds like... I'm gonna be honest here, I don't know how good it was. But honest to goodness, it almost sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Clone. A card game with its own anime. I'm just getting some very distinct Yu-Gi-Oh! Vibes. It went downhill up until the G series. I mean... the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime is actually pretty consistently decent, I feel. It kind of falls off a bit at some spots. I'd say Zexal was kind of weak, personally. But I enjoyed the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! I enjoyed GX, even though I am kind of salty that they transferred it to... They never dubbed the final season for some odd reason. 5Ds, while I was put off by it when I was a kid, I was pleasantly surprised to like it when I grew up. Then there was Zexal, which I think was the weakest of the bunch, just that I didn't like the pro tag. So Zexal was kind of weak. But Arc 5 was pretty darn solid there. I very much enjoyed Arc 5. And then Vrains was, I liked Vrains. Vrains was actually solid and fairly mature. In my opinion. Compared to most Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, Vrains was actually pretty decently serious. Dragon Deity of Destruction. Sounds fairly ominous. Okay, so we can get 1, 2, 3, 4... That's 7 times 12. It's not the greatest, but I think probably 1 or 2 more runs of that and we should have enough to restore the rooftop garden here. Dragon Deity of Destruction. Again, it sounds ominous, but it rolls off the tongue very well. I can now get the Good Wife Wise Fox Urquhart command code here. Code conceptualized. Increase HP recovery by 50% for 1 time 2 turns when attacking with a good card. You've done a terrific job today. Would you like a meal first, or would you like a bath first, or perhaps you would like an event? As your reliable fox shrine maiden, I will support you however I can, Master. I like how they did the play there. Also, we get that last copy that I forgot that I had gotten. So, we need... How much? 98? Yeah, we need 98 more of the 5-star lumber here. And we need some Sebas. A Benny sounds good. Benny is ideal for this, honestly. She is AoE, right? She's single target. That's gonna make things a little bit more difficult, but it's fine. It's fine. And you know what, since we are gonna be farming the materials later, let's just go full duck. When this card is first placed on the Vanguard search, choose 5 Zero South Dragon from your bind zone. Call them separate rear circles. You cannot ride or call any rear guards with the Zero South Dragon. All your units do not return to the zone and cannot be affected by anything other than this card. And your guard and your rear guards cannot be attacked at the beginning of your turn. Deal 1 damage to your opponent Vanguard for each Zero South Dragon on your record. So basically 5 damage at the end of the turn. Can't be guarded, and it's 6 damage and you lose. A very OP combo. OP combos are fairly common. But yeah, that kind of card, honestly, would be something that would be anime only with Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I guess it depends on how easy it is to make that kind of lock. If it's hard to make, then I can see it being an actual OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Card sort of setup. But if that lock is very easy to do, then whew, you can bet that kind of thing would be banned in competitive play. Ooh. Yeah, competitions. There is competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Is there not competitive? Oh, don't even get me started. There is competitive. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I can't wait to hear. Benny is... I gotta go for the BAQ here. It's the best option. Just take out the lantern. 15. The crits on the last bit. I mean, that's kind of how it is, though. Like, even with Yu-Gi-Oh!, while there is the occasional old rogue deck that does make it into top spots in events, more often than not, it is newer cards that is the meta. Actually, I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! In like a year, so I can't really comment on that. Heck, I don't even know if the whole COVID situation has affected it. I imagine it has, since the Walmart that I go to for my lunch from work, since it's within walking distance, hasn't restocked their playing cards since before the pandemic. So, yeah. I haven't had the motivation nor reason to keep up with things. Although I do suppose that hopefully with things calming down here soon, I'll be able to get back in. Because I do miss it, admittedly. I do miss it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was always fun. Even if I kept getting my butt handed to me because I did not use the best of the best decks. Welcome back, Wobbuffet. Welcome back. And boop boop boop. Your sandwich is consumed. Your power is growing, isn't it, Wobbuffet? Your power unending.
Shield 13 decision start. これは世界を救う戦いである。少年。
Yay! I did. I went yay. It was probably a little delayed, so you did not hear my yay, but I did indeed go yay. Yay indeed. Betting Emma's MP does seem like it would be a fun thing to be able to loop. And I do wonder if there's, like, any subtle differences between the times you do it or not. Because it definitely seems like one where there could be. Okay, so next up we are reconstructing the rooftop garden here with what we've got. So there's the rooftop garden. We got a Corona foe. I'm guessing in JP you're starting Okeanos. It's getting more spacious. What a nice design. And that unlocked that. Did that give me any satisfaction points? It must have given me satisfaction. I just didn't realize it, I guess. Okay, so next up we need to make the detached house. So we run Phoenix Hall again here until we have 180 of the basic lumber. So we need 122. 122 of the basic lumber. This one, we want a waiva. And it's the cedar lumber, so that is this one. And we're running this. Yes, yes, let's go. You had to collect the same quartz. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, we want to focus on this Drago first off. Those riders are bad. Imanity? What's Imanity, J6? Or did you mean immunity? Oh, you're talking demon pillars. I get you now. I get you. I was a little confused there, I will admit I was a little bit confused at what the heck you were talking about, but now I understand. But don't worry, man. Don't worry. You will be able to manage it. I believe in you. I believe. No Game No Life. That is a show I have been meaning to get into, but I'm a lazy bum, and it's just on my list of things to watch with so many other things at this rate. So many other things are on that list that it's kind of ridiculous. The thing is, I don't really have the time to watch them either, just with working a steady job, you know? That's my problem, though. That is my problem, though. Yep. Nope, never watched The Promised Neverland either there. Never actually heard of The Promised Neverland off the top of my head. Or, I've heard of the name, but I don't know what the show is actually about. That's better than putting it. I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it's about. When I watch it in bursts, I suppose. I have to admit, I'm not sure how I feel about the upgrades they gave Metal Greymon and Where Garurumon. You know, it just feels weird, you know? It doesn't bring back the nostalgia when I see them with those strange new those strange upgrades. I mean, I suppose that could be a thing they do. If they made everybody have mega forms, that would be nice as well, but like Ty and Matt, they're the main protags of Digimon, so I can understand why they probably won't. I need a waiver, yes I do. I need a waiver, how about you? Stop trying to summon Cthulhu or Shub-Niggurath, or Dagon, or Astor. Yes, I did. I did indeed. I will admit I was confused as well on the Discord. I only glanced at it before because honest to goodness, the reason the stream started so late today is because I took a nap after I got back from not just work, but I had to take my brother to get some blood work done for something, and yeah, I was a little bit tired, so I just took a nice hour-and-a-half nap and pretty much woke up and started getting ready for stream. True. True enough, true enough. Although, if they're the first, then technically it's not Seiba Face, it's Ruseed, I think is the pronunciation of the name. Face? Technically? Boop. This will be the last run I need to do a Phoenix Hall for a little bit. Actually, ever. Because Measure Attached House starts giving me this one. I would like it if I got more of the lumber drops, though, game. I clearly need a lot. Nope, not that one, but this one. And doop doop. So after this, we run the rooftop garden to get the cycle. That is also the best node for the 3-star currency. Drop. Attached house, which will be unlocking next, is the best for the 3-star lumber, but the 4-star CE drop thing. Really wish they had matched these up, you know. I really do, but I can somewhat understand why they didn't. After all, the garden would be the best place to get plant bounty, and I guess this house place is probably next to a river or a lake, so best place for fish bounty. It makes logical sense, I guess. But I don't like it still. Still don't like it. Alright, that'll be this. Now, based on the guide, what I'm looking at, we should actually start unlocking the treasure hunt quests here soon. Hopefully we don't have to get those done to get guest satisfaction points. I think that, yes! That was a CE drop, everybody! I can now officially max limit rank 1 of the CEs, although I won't do it because that will make it so I only have a +2 from CEs. And yeah, that's not really a good thing. Maybe when I'm done with the lumber farming, which shouldn't be too much longer, I think, I'll do it, but yeah. Okay, so yep, that is the 180 I need, so now we go up to the rooftop garden. Of this, we need 100, so we just need, 25, so probably one run of this. This one is casters and the like, so we will go ahead and bring a Merlin. We'll swipe over to this squadron. No, that's the one we were just on. Boop, boop. Kiyaki. Why are you labeled Kiyaki when you're the Cypress Lumber? Okay, so rename. Cypress. Okay, so for this, we are going to bring the burrito that is Nito. And then kind of need to start getting the drops too. So we'll throw a modest pig. Actually, let's not. Let's keep with this. Beyond that, though, we're going to... I think that Diarmon and Fiona are actually going to be fine here. +2s, and I don't think... I'll switch for Kyo real quick just to check. You're thinking about your top 4 waifu. Your rider form does not have a mount. Just have one of your beasts be your mount, Wobbuffet. It's that simple. Okay, yep, okay, so it's +2 across the board. So, sure, Kyo, you can come along, and otherwise, this will be squad. But Diarmon at the very back, so he does not get run over by any enemies. Alright, so... the question now becomes... will the burrito be able to... 3-turn this? That is the question we must ask. Okay. So, first things first is she can. Okay, so her second skill is a full charge essentially. So we need to rely on overcharge giving Noble Phantasm or face carding the first wave. Let's try the face card the first wave. See how that goes. Killing is a waifu? J6? Your statement transitioned kind of strangely there. You're thinking about your top 4 waifus that you kill? Question mark? Because if so, that's a little bit morbid, not gonna lie. I think if we do it like this, theoretically we're fine here. Because now Nito's got a Brave Chain. Ah. Are you like the girl from The Exorcist, I think, that sees dead people? Speaking of dead, only a 6% charge there. So Nito will... Ooh, and I don't like Hydras either. So we might want to save Nito's NP for the second and third waves here. The birds sang in the water when they came close to him. They saw his head was touching the sky, and they thought the water was indeed wanted to jump. What the angel came to them and said an axe was thrown years on years and still didn't touch the bottom. I think it could be a mount. No, I don't hate you. Why would I hate you? Gosh. Sorry, I'm trying to keep 2 different conversations going here. I don't hate you. Why would I hate you? You can kill Merlin if you want. You and Foe would be buddies then. Oh, no, it's not that. It's not that I don't like Hydras. Hydras are a very tough enemy to fight. And I don't like the fact that they drain... Or that, not NP drain, but it's NP seal, I think? I don't know, whatever one it was in Gilfest was very much not friendly to me. So it's not that I don't like Hydras, I actually do like Hydras, but that Hydra in particular, I didn't care for. Let's go with that. Buff block, that's what it is. That's right. I knew they did something annoying, I just couldn't remember what it was. Just that it was annoying. Alrighty. So now... Hey, what a tall building! Cleo is here! Hi, Cleo. Die, Cleo. This will be the only one we need to rooftop guarding to unlock the detached house. There's still so many, though. Good lord, there's still so many nodes I'm gonna have to run. This one might end up being... Yeah, this one is definitely going to be a long one. Unless my drops start becoming insanely good, this is gonna go for a little bit past time. Thankfully, the burrito that is Nito has another NP ready to go. But that does beg the question, Nito Burrito is not capable of taking out the final wave with a single wave for P. Or two. So, as much as I don't like to, especially because of that damn invincibility, I think the Nito Burrito might end up needing to be replaced by the likes of Nero. You have a pet Hydra and 2 dragons. What kind of dragons, J6? That is the question. What kind of dragons? You need to try Enma and Helena together. I don't really have a leveled up Helena. So I can't really use what I don't have. Oh, are you sad that Merlin lived? That's my fault. I'm sorry that Merlin lived. He should have died. If possible, you know what? I will have Kiyohime burn him to... Oh, wait, no. She's burning Cleopatra. Sorry, Cleo. That was meant to be against Merlin, not you. Sorry, well, again, since I do need to try and beeline this event if I don't want to get caught behind, I can't really use outside supports that don't have the CEs in the course of this event. I'm sorry, but I need to set some... I need to loosen some restrictions on myself. You hate your Jolter rolls? Oh no! Your Jolter rolls went poorly? That saddens me. So we are restoring the detached house now. Which unlocks another new quest. You smell sarcasm? You have smell-o-vision? Wow, that's impressive. I wish I had... Actually, I kind of pity you for having smell-o-vision. It's getting more spacious with a nice design. I mean, I suppose, like, if I was watching Hell's Kitchen or something, I would envy you for having smell-o-vision. But since I am not watching Hell's Kitchen, I don't envy you. Also, so this is the best node for this lumber, and it requires anti-casters. So, riders. Or casters. Let's go more casters. We'll bring Merlin. This is the 3-star lumber, otherwise known as the cedar lumber. Yeah, so we need riders. Ah, it's a figure of speech. How big of a figure are we talking? Like 5 figures, 4 figures? Come on, you can't leave me hanging, man. Okay, so will Martha... I'm not very confident here, but we will try. You are here. So am I think. I am here, right? Oh, I forgot to switch CEs. Dang it. Curses me. Sorry, my brain is a little scattered here. I'm starting to get hunger delirious now. Hunger delirium is not fun delirium. BAQ. How do you do? It's good, Martha, that's good. I hope you feed your dragons well. That's all I ask, is that you feed your dragons well. Martha's not really doing all too hot here. Insofar as single damage, but maybe in the... maybe a greater scheme, maybe the NP will smack hard, you know? Fingers crossed for a hard-hitting NP here. Come on, Martha, I believe in you. I believe. You have a Phoenix, Griffin, Hippogriff, and a Lovebird as pets. And one is a Demonic Evil Dragon of Darkness, and one is Divine Holy Dragon of Light. Okay. That's not bad, you know, not bad. A little yep, this is indeed from the Guda Guda. But a little stereotypical for the demonic dragon to be darkness and the divine dragon to be light, but you know, that's fine, you know, sometimes stereotypes are good. And if they are twins, then it's very possible to take on the other way around, you know? So I approve you raising twin dragons. See, that Martha NP actually smacked pretty darn well. Why would you change them, though, J6? Is it because they weren't aesthetically pleasing? Or was it upsetting, like, a bit of OCD or something for the Divine Holy Dragon not being light and the Demonic Evil Dragon being, you know... goodbye, Mozart. Attribute compatibility for their magic? Oh, come on, that's a weak excuse, man. You don't need to worry about attribute compatibility when you have the element of surprise. Very few people think of demonic evil dragons being of light. Okay, so Martha can handle the second and third wave pretty well here. It's the first wave that's the main issue here, it seems. Do need to farm this a fair bit still. We need 300 of this lumber to unlock the amusement area. Golden fruit. We have 100 of this lumber. Oh joy. Oh joy, oh joy, oh joy. Come on, waiver, waiver, waiver. Calling all the waivers. There's a waiver. And we swap that. You know what, since I am going hard on the lumber, let's go with that. They can still use their former elements, but probably not to the same effect, though, man. Indeed. The poor Tarask. He's got such a tragic tragic backstory. But it's not the same, though, J6. It's not the same. By intentionally reversing them, you unintentionally stunted their overall future potential. They will never reach, even if you self-teach them, even if I self-taught them myself, they would never reach that same peak that they could have before. You stunted them in the long run, J6. Can't believe you would do that to some poor twin Dragos. Would I train your dragon, Leviathan? I mean, you know, Leviathan's already trained, though, so it depends on what kind of training you need it to undergo, I would say. Okay, so Martha's NP will smack a Sphinx. You gave them a certain symbol. J6. Did you dope up your dragons? That's not very good. You want to train your Leviathan to be a dragon. That doesn't make a lot of sense, not gonna lie. Oh, little house cat like right now. I see. But you know, house cats can be some of the most dangerous things. Wow, the Fett. House cats can be very, very dangerous. You know? Sometimes a house cat can be even more fierce than a dragon.
Well done, Martha.
How much did we get as far as drops go? 7 is a full row, so we get 9 times 11. Okay, so probably one more run of this, and we should have the 300. Yes, your top 4 waifus, J6. Let us hear. Let us hear. Let the world hear. Spread your word to the world. Meantime, I'm going to spread my search for Merlin or Waver with the CE. There's a Merlin or Waver. So this should be the last time I need to run this node for a while. But then there's even more of these dang things. I'm gonna need to do some math here, I think. See exactly how much I'm going to need as far as satisfaction goes to get everything unlocked by the end of today. So, story ends at 500,000 satisfaction. And let's see how much I've got, how much I need for max completion, and how much I will get a day. Could do it all mentally, but I'm gonna just break out the calculator for my own. Yes. The fools, they're fools, Wobbuffet. Fools for standing in her way. They don't know how to cook, because they are simply arms. They do not have brains. One is from Nasu, the rest is from another series. One of them has yet to be interesting. I eagerly await with anticipation your words here, J6. My anticipation. Wait, Chiki, makes sense, makes sense. You would have a waifu that is probably as strong as you are. You know. Yep, expected. That was the wrong button to press. So we'll just go with the different things. There we go. And now Martha Smack. Actually, do that first. Oh, Phineas, yep. I kind of guessed that one as well. True Ancestor. Misaka Mikoto. Okay. Misaki Shoko. Misaki, Misaka. So that's your 4. So which one has not yet been animated then, out of curiosity? I'm 3 freaking lumber short. Are you kidding me? Please tell me there's some exchange with the lumber. Gosh darn it. 3 lumber short, man. 3. That kind of annoys me. But severely. I'm gonna claim these lists in here. Yes. Okay, one more run of this one, and then we'll have that for now. And I will do some maths afterwards. Oh, Phineas has not been animated. Gotcha. Yep, Seba is more popular just because she's more known. You hate Artoria. Geez, so much Seba hate here. Do you hate her alternate forms as well, or just basic Artoria? Out of curiosity, guys. Just curious here. Not all. She doesn't always like Emiya there, Wobbuffet. The only one that likes Emiya is technically the Fate route Artoria, which is not the Artoria that we summon, I want to say. You hate all Proto-Arthur isn't an Artoria, though. Fair. But wait, are you telling me, J6, that you hate with a capital H, the candy-loving, Chuny Sith Lord that is MHXA? You hate the Chuny, candy-loving Sith Lord. Can't believe you, J6. Why? Why do you hate her so? Gray isn't Seba, though. Although, Gray was created to become Seba, but Gray does not wish to become Seba. I pressed the wrong buttons there and gave Martha a bit too much charge. Shoot. Exactly, because the people that made Gray literally made her to become a vessel for Saber's spirit. Their hopes was to eventually summon Saber to possess Gray's body, I think it was. But how did the Artoria hurt you so, J6? How did the Artoria hurt you so? Also, I would be careful about saying that you hate MHXA because, you know, she technically has the Infinity Gauntlet. Just saying. That's a bit extreme there, Wobbuffet. I mean, here's the thing, though, that I think you're forgetting about, Wobbuffet. To fully get a wish on the Holy Grail, you need to sacrifice all 7 servants. So wouldn't you feel better getting a wish on the Grail by betraying Saber at the very end of the war? Or, even better yet, letting her get her wish on the Grail, thus erasing herself from existence. Don't you want that big brain move, Wobbuffet? Saber hates herself. But that's the thing, though. You would win, and her wish is to erase herself from existence. So by helping her win, you get rid of her forever. Isn't that a win-win for you? She hates herself, technically. Also, we now have enough that we can fully restore the amusement area. Plus 45,000 satisfaction. It's getting more spacious. What a nice design. Okay, and I think that did... Yep, that unlocked one of the treasure quests. Alright, so... I need to check this. For the full rewards, we need 5 million tribute points. There is how many days left in this? 9 days. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I think 8 more things of tribute points. At our current pace, we would not get the full reward here. So we need to go even further beyond. We would need at least 500,000, I think, satisfaction points starting from today. Can we get that? Yes, and it's from finishing everything off. Gosh darn it! I guess we gotta keep going here. So the spa room is next. That involves going back to the rooftop garden here. We only need 300 of this, so that's not terrible. And we will bring along our side. Who are we gonna bring? Who are we gonna bring but a waiver? If I can find a waiver. You would wish to be with Enma forever. You want Void, but you cannot summon her. Sadness. Sadness at that, sadness at that. Thank you, Jakester, by the way, for the host. Welcome, welcome. Happy things, happy things. Okay, so Cypress. We are going to swap Nito Burrito out for Nero. There we go. And we're going to go hard. Let's do this. It goes well, it goes well. I am finishing off the last of the, I've got 3 more renovation quests to do. They're taking their time, though, and kicking my butt because they're taking so dang long. Zahak is dead, you all saw it yesterday. What happened out of curiosity? I think I'm a little bit out of the loop here. Why is Zahak dead? B-A-Q. Twiggy shot him. Ah. I do suppose people do die after they are killed. Draconic Zahak, another streamer. He's here occasionally, Wobbuffet. He and I did the roll-off for Summer BB. Remember? Think back. Back about... When was summer again? Did the summer event happen in July or August this year? Last year. I'm getting my years confused. August. So back a good 5 months? Okay, think we have 100% charge from the waivers, but Nero's got her own 50%, so we maximize our potential then. Potential for SmackDown. Alright, Master of the Bug Lake. Come on, Slam, and welcome to the jam. Right, that's right, I recall. Yes, I know, if I had gotten one more BB, Misakai would have been forced. I hope Misakai's doing well, by the way. It's been a while. He's probably returned to deployment, but I do hope that he comes back soon. You know, I do hope he comes back soon, safe and sound. He has come back? Oh, I must have just been not online at the same time as of him. Ah, you don't hear from him much. Got it. Oh, he's been deployed. Okay. Bit of confusion there with words, but I understand now. Also, I should have totally done that earlier. And a go Nero, go. And yes, you are reading the story. Awesome. I'm glad you are. I'm glad you are. Again, I really do recommend the story of Solomon. I feel like it was pretty damn awesome. I can't remember. Who is the demon god pillar in charge of the Solomon singularity? I just can't recall. Now, one thing I really wish that they could change is the... Well, I meant the Okeanos part of the Solomon singularity, because I know each of the demon pillars represents a different singularity. I just can't remember what the Okeanos crew took on. Now, something I wish would be a nice quality of life update is if you could, like, click on it, and it would also give you what the number you have is. I feel like that would be a very good quality of life update for the game, you know? Just saying, to light works if you somehow are spying on me or something. And I'm pretty sure Media turned Jason into a demon pillar in the original Okeanos, I think. And I don't know if it's legit or not, but I think I might have some developers watching some of my stuff. Because, hey, Jakester, I saw your name somewhere. There you are. Let's see, who do you have? See, the issue here is I need a caster with the CE on. Tarnation. No, not the FGO developers, but... And again, I'm not sure if it's legit or not. I really am not sure. But the comment on my latest FGO video, it was all in Japanese. It's alright, man. It's alright. I'm not going to be farming for lumber too much longer, so... But the comment was completely in Japanese. But it was to the effect of, hey, we see you play this game, maybe try playing our game. And I saw something about money there. So, I'm not really sure if it's legit or not, but I'm going to look a little bit into it, you know? Because if that's legit, then that'd be kind of cool. Not gonna lie. That would be kind of cool. Again, it's all in Japanese. So I have no idea if it's actually legit. Or not. But I'm gonna translate. I'm going to research. And I will make my informed decision then. At the very least, it was not Raid Shadow Legends, which I have gone on record saying that I will probably, unless they offer some damn good money, I will probably never sponsor Raid Shadow Legends, just because, I'm gonna be honest, I tried it, I didn't care for it, and it is too heavily shoved down all of our throats. If you watch YouTube, you know? Yeah, Battle Rivals, I think was the name of it. I don't know, I haven't even looked into the game they tried to push, so... Oh yeah, like I said, I have played it. Very briefly. And that's mainly because one of my friends played it, and they wanted me to do the referral code for it so that they could get some extra stuff, so I did it. I tried it a little bit, and it was just like, they hype up this, and I uninstalled it from my phone. The Battle Rivals thing, possibly? I'm not sure. Like I said, I saw it this morning when I woke up and started uploading my video for the day. It was there. It was a really long tweet. I put it into Google Translate and sort of skimmed over it. So, you know, it could be, but not for sure. It's something I'm gonna have to research. If it is legit, then I might do it. I don't know. I might. The only thing that makes me feel like it's not legitimate is the fact that they did it through a comment on one of my videos rather than sending me an email. Because I'm almost positive that you can send emails to creators on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's linked to my Google account. Oh. Your channels are so cool. I had a feeling it'd be a good far game video. It was created through you. We are responsible for the team of people building an original MOBA. Last time we used funds like FBO, you really like to review. It'd be good if you could introduce the game via that's the translation. A MOBA. A MOBA. Huh? A 3-person team as well. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look into this Battle Royale. It's Battle Rivals. It's fairly... the name is fairly generic, I suppose, but, I mean, I'm sure a lot of those kinds of games are kind of generic. Yeah, I will have to look into it a bit, I suppose, and see what I can find. See if this J.H. Kim is legitimately one of the developers of it or not. And then I will make my call from there. Also, we are reconstructing the spa room. Hey, Draconic! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for the raid. Thank you for the raid. It's on Google Play. Oh, is it only on Google and not on Apple? Because if so, I'm Apple only. Evil spirit. He's no evil spirit, clearly. Okay, so the next... I think I'm gonna run that until I have the full amount of that I needed. So, it's what, 340, I think? You're gonna lurk? Ah, gotcha. Still, thank you for the raid, Draconic. Thank you for the raid. I hope you are doing pretty well. Hey, J6, look, there you are. He died. So he is a spirit come to haunt you, Jake, sir. And J6. Draconic is haunting the both of you. But I'm fine. This stream is inclusive to all. You could be a zombie, you could be a spirit, you could be a vampire, you could even be a lich, and you're welcome here. Okay, it's not inclusive to all. There is the one exception to the rule that I've already been clear about, so as long as nobody meets that exception, we're good. Yep, as long as nobody meets that exception to the rule, they're good. Boom. It's an actual game. Okay, that's... It being a legitimate game does seem that is good for it, you know? It looks like a League knockoff, in your opinion. Interesting. Okay, this is what I was. This is mainly what I was looking for. The publisher. Yeah, that is kind of why. That is kind of what I'm wondering as well. Okay, so let's see. So the publisher, it says, based on this thing, it's saying 1 to 10 people. Yeah, not even 1,000 subs, sadly. Sadly. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. It'd be nice if someday I hit 1,000 subs on YouTube. It would be nice. Probably not gonna happen for a very long time, but, you know, never know. They supposedly have a website, but my connection is timing out. Based in South Korea, it looks like. I got Hokusai. NP3 Hokusai at this point, because I've had her before. Which, you know, I'm perfectly fine with. Abby, A, Foreigner Squad! Foreigner Squad represent. Ending game company. So this company is based in South Korea. You know what? I think I have a way to see if that is, or to verify if it's at least a little bit more legit. I'm not really sure if they still do it, but I know that you can go in YouTube to your analytics and see who's viewed your videos from where. Analytics. Yeah, that's because I've cleared out the room there for more. That's more, empty space while I fill it in, more than anything. Brave Liz is currently the top of the list. And I haven't added in Sigurd yet. Sigurd actually will be at the top of the list until somebody else goes +1. So if I go to Reach... This is a lot more of this log, lumber stuff. Let's see. Audience. Let's see here. Top geographies. Surprisingly, most of my views comes from Thailand. Like, 9% of my viewership is coming from Thailand, with 5% from Japan, 4% from Poland, 2% from Canada, 2% from Taiwan, and 1% from the USA. Interesting. You're good, man. You're good. I'm more trying to puzzle out if this person is legit. my YouTube viewership, Wobbuffet. I could probably check my Twitch viewership as well. But yeah, I mean, watching the streams, my YouTube channel is essentially just for backlog of stuff. Okay, so I'm not the only person this company, if it is a company, has reached out to. Just going to their discussion page does show a few other people as well. I mean, I've thought about doing more YouTube-only stuff, but, I don't know. It's kind of... It's kind of not really incentivized to... I don't really feel incentivized to do YouTube-only stuff, just because when I was YouTube-only, which I was for the longest time, I barely got any viewership, but, like, ever since I started doing Twitch stuff, my viewership has gone up a fair bit. And awesome, I will make sure to check your Tamamamamos. Let's see. So I'm trying to see here. It looks like they've been reaching out to people for a month? Maybe? I can't see how many subscribers people have, though. Just by clicking on their channel. Okay, this person's actually gone pretty... So one person's done it. Possibly? Nope, never mind. Want to ring up Helena since you redeemed. I will put her on... I will move her up the queue. Yeah, there are a bunch of random people, it does look like. Okay, one person is actually 150,000 subs, so I don't know. So +1 to Helena. Yes, I will put Helena to the top of the list here. I think... Hang on. Let me return my focus to here for a minute. While I gather my thoughts. You're at 11 times more subs than your teacher. Well done, J6. Well done. Okay, so, Wobbuffet, I do believe I have both versions of Helena here. Let me check. Maybe. Possibly. Liz, Ishtar, Iskandar, Shiva, Herrick, Tomoe, Parvati, Attila, Boop, Yarmund, Ajamia. Summer Helena, so there's Summer. That's her archer form. Amali, Shun, Raika, Keel, Liz, Fion, Reed. I don't think I have Caster Helena. I'm gonna have to check. I don't think I have Caster Helena here. I don't think she spooked me. So do you want to change your vote there, Wobbuffet, or no? I will give you the option. Also, good lord, how is Cleopatra still alive? I've not even been paying attention to this battle. How did Cleopatra live? Mashu, Smashu. Invulnerability. Ah. Gotcha. That would explain it. So, Archer Helena. Okay, so I will put Archer Helena to a +1. and move her up on the tier list. There we go. Summer Helena is now at the tippity top. How many am I at? I still need another 100, I want to say. I needed 380, I think. Yeah. 340. Yes, 340. So I'm almost there. So one more should be all I need to do of this rooftop garden here. And then we can start farming the other stuff. Slowly, but gently. Slowly, but gently. Yes, I do recall the Columbus. How I don't have him. Since I didn't... Are you trying to say since I couldn't power him, put Archer up to a +2 for Archer Helena? Is that what you tried to say there? Put Archer Helena up to +2 since you couldn't redeem that +1 from Columbus? Yeah, story locked Columbo. And I mean... I kind of do want him as well. Just to see... like, how he plays as a servant. Yes, I love that. Thank you, J6, thank you. More Mashu and kimono. This time getting ready to paint on me. She already has the mark on her face. Very wholesome, very adorable. I love it. Mashu is love. Mashu is life. It's my medicine. Why am I getting medicine? J6, why am I getting medicine? You have me concerned. What have I made? What's my diagnosis, Doc? What have I come down with? Ah, the Mashi fan art. Good. Very good. It is good medicine, Mashu fan art. Mashu is good fan. To make me happier. You know, smiles are the best medicine. Or at least that's what I was told when I was a child. I was also told an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but when I tried having an apple and going to work, the doctor still showed up, so, you know. It didn't really work. Maybe I should have taken I should have had 2 apples since there's 2 doctors at the office, but, you know, I don't really like the taste of apple raw. I'm fine with apple juice, apple pie and stuff, but, like, biting an apple, it just feels weird. Mashu is a drug for the wholesome FGO players. A Mashu a day keeps the doctor away. No, sadly that doesn't work, sadly. Because I have more than one Mashu a day, and she doesn't keep any doctors away. And actually, no. Mashu would not keep doctors away because she likes Dr. Dr. Romani is her dad. So no, a Mashu a day would not keep the doctor. That must be what it is. That is what it is. Mashu is a Dr. Catalyst because she wants Dr. Romani back. That's what it is. My brain is fired properly now. I do hope that... I mean, it's not likely to happen. But I do hope we get to see Romani again in some way, shape, or form. I know that the Aprilia event is the last time we'll see Romani ever. Which is very sad. Also, we're actually very close on this one. 180 of the 3-star. And that is the Phoenix Hall, I think. Yeah? No, that's the detached house, which is right there. So casters, so we want Raidas. So in other words, we're gonna bring a waiver because, yeah. And I said Cedar, right? Yes. So this is the squad. Let's go. We just need 180. This is it. Nope. No spoilers. No spoilers. No. Oh man, I just realized the Solomon anime when it comes out is gonna hurt in multiple ways. Oh, the Solomon anime. I really hope we do get some news about that too before too long. Like, don't get me wrong. I loved the FGO Carnival Phantasm thing. That was hilarious and awesome. But I kind of, sort of wished that we had gotten, like, a preview for the Solomon anime, personally. I would have been so hyped if we got the Solomon anime preview. Episode 1 of the Solomon anime would be awesome. I really hope it doesn't not come out until 2022, because that would suck hard for such a long wait. I mean, Solomon's gonna be a movie? I thought it was confirmed to be an anime, not a movie. I know Camelot's a movie. I know Camelot movie came out, and that there's apparently, supposedly, there's a Mashu bathing scene in the Camelot movie, which, you know, I really want that. I have no idea if it's true or not, but if that is true, then good lord. Possibly. A snowball ice blue microphone. That is my mic. Yes, Camelot is a 2-part movie. Supposedly, the first part has a Mashu bathing scene, so you know. Just hoping. I mean, you know, I don't know if anybody watched it, but the SAO Ordinal Scale movie, you know, I have no idea. I mean, that'd be fine if it's mainly Mashu, but, like, the SAO Ordinal Scale movie, it had an Asuna bathing scene, and while I do not waifu Asuna, because Asuna and Kirito OTP for SAO, you know, still, fan service. You know, they went pretty decent with it. I personally like SAO. That's just my opinion. I know SAO is not very popular, but it was, honestly, outside of the original Digimon, probably one of the first technically isekai anime I ever watched. So, you know, it does hold a fond place in my heart. That, and I have enjoyed it. It's sort of like, I wouldn't really call it a guilty pleasure, because I don't feel ashamed for liking it, you know? And I do know it gets a lot of bad rap in some places. Sometimes it can go a little bit overboard with some stuff, but like, honestly, favorite character from SAO is Yuki. Probably doesn't mean anybody that doesn't watch SAO, but Yuki is my favorite of them all. And very touching story there with Yuki. Also, that is the event hall restored. Only one more thing to restore, and then we have them all restored. Yay! I mean, that's understandable. Like, I know a fair few people don't care for SAO. And you know, it's perfectly fine to not like an anime. You got it, Wobbuffet. You can do it. I believe in you! Also, we're gonna totally bring Benny. And not that one, not that one. Where is my squad here? For the Kiyaki. I guess it's Kiyaki Squad now. So we want Proto here, I guess, since he's AoE. Going Proto. Where is Proto? There he be. And this'll do... would be? I want more lumber. So, focus fire that. There we go. All the lumber, all the time. Let's go! Yep, I will not forget about your ritual. Yeah, I mean... a lot of anime isn't always the same taste all around. Like, Shield Hero is another anime that I know not a lot of people care for just because of the start of it kind of turned them off. Although I know that a lot of people that don't like Shield Hero are in one camp as to how anime should be. I'm not going to go further than that. But there's a lot of haters for Shield Hero. I personally enjoyed it, and I can't wait for Season 2. Goblin Slayer. A guilty pleasure, yes, but I did enjoy Goblin Slayer, personally. It was an appropriately brutal anime. Yeah, Goblin Slayer was pretty good. I watched the movie as well. It was a little weird, I will admit. The Goblin Slayer movie was a little weird. I mean, as far as I'm aware, Wobbuffet, his face hasn't even been revealed in the light novel, I think it is. Perhaps. I'm pretty sure that's the source material. It's a light novel. I don't think his face has been revealed there either. And it is possible we'll get a second season with Goblin Slayer. I did like that Goblin Slayer essentially had Ku in it. That was pretty good. That Ku was essentially in Goblin Slayer. That was a very nice little thing. Let's see. What are some other anime that I enjoyed that are fairly not controversial, but not really contemporary? I mean, the slime anime, the time I got reincarnated as slime. By that point, by the time it came out, a lot of people have been getting sick of isekai, but I enjoyed slime, and I look forward to the second season of it this year. I know there are some upcoming anime that I'm actually kind of looking forward to as well. The spider one, the spider isekai, I think that's actually coming out this weekend, I want to say, is when we're getting the reincarnated as a spider. Supposedly it came out at the same time as the slime anime, so I'm thinking it's probably not going to follow the same pathway. But if it got an anime and it came out at the same time as the slime, it might not be as good, but I'm still going to watch it because it seems like it could be fun. Isekai Quartet was pretty good. I have enjoyed Isekai Quartet, and I look forward to, if they do the next season, the Overly Cautious Hero being put in, because I really did enjoy Overly Cautious Hero. That was a hilarious isekai anime. Simply hysterical. And I look forward to seeing a second season of it. Although the second season, from what I've read, will likely be more serious, so... let me think. What else? Union rules? I do like Union. Union is good. In the Konosuba verse. She is probably my favorite of the characters just because she is so serious. What else has there been coming out? There's something coming out, I think, not this week, but maybe next week, called Redo of a Healer, I've heard about. Sounds like a time travel-esque fantasy anime. Sounds like it could be interesting, so I might take a look at that. Yay! There was another anime coming out this season that I had my eyes on. Right, actually, it might not be this season. It might be soon, but it's something like I reached max level by farming on slimes or something, I want to say. I know I've heard of the announcement that the anime is being made, but I don't remember when it's being made is the thing. But it sounds like it could be a fun little one. You know? Check Discord. Can do. Can do. So I need to open up Discord. Oh, hey, J6. Looky. Your Benny is getting used. Let's see. So, Discord. Benny Smash. Yes, that is it. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and I maxed out my level. I think that was it. Yes. H. J6, I don't think you fully posted your whatever you meant to do. Unless you meant for me to see your final NP, which I will not reveal, for that is power. Nice slice of life OPMC. Yes, much like the Misfit King of Demon King Academy, which I also enjoyed, even though that was another one that a lot of people say was just a garbage power fantasy anime, but I still enjoyed that one. Same thing with I don't want to get hurt, so I'll max out. So I'll put all my stats in defense. That one, Bofuri, was awesome. I'm glad that got a Season 2 announcement. And then the only other real big anime I watched last year was My Next Life as a Villainous All Routes Lead to Tragedy, which was a surprisingly awesome anime. You know, I very much enjoyed that. Cute slice of life. I mean, that's kind of why I liked Bofuri, just because it was, while the MC was OP, it wasn't like about her. I mean, it kind of was, but it was a lot more slice of life and comedy. You know, it broke the mold, to say the least. Yes, Otome game anime was good. I do look forward to the inevitable second season. Oh, okay, now I see, J6, now I see. Now, what level are we talking here? Are we talking towards the level of, actually, I think it was last season as well. The, reviewers anime level, or beyond that? Oh man, yes. Katarina's friend reveal was awesome. I really do like how they did that, and like how we got a very small slice of an idea of what life is like for somebody after Truck-kun pays one of their friends a visit. You know? We got to see a slight aftermath of that. Truck-kun, bringing people to other worlds, but also hurting the people that are left behind. Food Wars was last season as well, I suppose. Although a lot of people didn't care for the final season of Food Wars, I enjoyed it myself. Do I wish that, oh, there was no yay! Benny did her long chant that time, Boba Fett. I'm sorry. There was no yay. But Food Wars, I did enjoy the ending, even if I do kind of wish Soma and Erina had gotten together in the end. Although, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, you heard it? I didn't hear it. But then again, only this headphone is working. This one is currently not. I should probably break out the ones I got for Christmas, to be honest. Do I have enough? I do have enough. Awesome. That's the last of the revisions. But I'm not gonna lie. When I first started watching Food Wars, I legitimately preferred Megumi over Erina as far as Soma's love interest. But then we got more development for Erina, and you know, the interactions between her and Soma, it kind of worked in the end, and I definitely prefer them now. Alright, so, with that, outside of the various free quests, aka Meiren's Anti-Aging, E-Japan, Multiplying Kiyohime, 9 Drunks including Women, Guda Guda Hot Spring Story, Queen Mab and Queen Snow, and Sunzong's Big Hand, as well as that one, we have pretty much completed everything that there is to complete. I do know that I do need 300 of each of the lumbers for this, or 600 for one of them, I guess. Maybe? I don't know. But I will figure that all out at a later time, because I have gone over my stream length by a good hour, so I will claim this Mirror of the 8 Leaves real quick. Command code. Apply Immobilize Immune when attacking with the engraved command card. Truly divine treasure among treasures of the underworld, powerful enough to revive the dead. Due to its owner, its performance is limited to only a fraction of its full potential. Rank ups and friend rolls, that's probably not going to be happening until after I finish this. The main story and events that I haven't done on stream will be taking precedent over like interludes and rank ups and stuff. But I'm pretty much at the tailspin end of this. Tailspin end. I want to say the last bit of story I can unlock from just one more day's worth of waiting. Yeah. So what I think I will do here is... Actually, is the challenge quest out for this just yet, guys? That is my question. Do we have the challenge quest for this yet? Or not yet? For those of you that have completed the main story part of the event. It isn't out yet. Do we know when it is going to drop? It's in 2 days. Okay, so it will drop Friday. So, I think what I will do then is Friday's stream will be the last stream where we focus on the Enma-Tei, where we will finish off the rest of the event, take care of the challenge quest and all that stuff, and then next week we will return to normal streaming of Fate, Dark Souls, and Persona, and maybe, if I can get everything ironed out, maybe next week will be the first week where I will stream 4 days a week, with Minecraft taking up the 4th slot. But that is for future me to figure out the schedule for. Present me, meanwhile, is quite hungry and needs to consume some nourishment. So, I'm going to call this stream here. Yes, Minecraft, I will be returning at long last. I still haven't recovered my account that was stolen, so I'm going to have to get a new one. It's probably going to be a hardcore survival series for the first... to ease myself back in. You know, I'm going to ease myself back in to Minecraft with a hardcore survival series. I think that's a nice, easy, chill, relaxed way of doing it. I debated doing a hardcore speedrun, but, you know, I think that's asking a little much, you know? But yeah, that will be for future me to worry about. For now, send me that server link, though, J6, because I might check that out in my free time. Awesome. For now, I've been Soulrack Dragon. I hope that you've enjoyed this stream. If you have, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you want to catch me when I go live, you can drop me a follow here on Twitch. And if you want to support me, you can drop me a sub here on Twitch. If you want to support me but don't have monetary value, then you can drop me a sub on YouTube where I post all of my backlog of many things. Someone will wait. Enma comes first. That is fair, Wildfett. That is fair. But once again, thank you all so much for coming out. I do hope that you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. I am going to go and nourish myself, for I hunger. And yeah, J6, send me a link over Discord to the Minecraft server, so that when I do get it, I can join in.